It's Hey Coach with Tim Simpson, Rashard Collins, and Jamal Mondane. Three coaches and friends talk about sports, life, and everything in between.
Everybody, how you doing? You already know what time it is. It is time for Hey Coach. Yes, I am Coach Tim Simpson, and of course, like always, I'm rocking and rolling with my two main men, Jamal Mondane and Rashard Collins. Gentlemen, how are we doing this episode of Hey Coach?
Good.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to be back.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Glad to be back. Anything going new with you guys? Jay, I know you just got back from vacation, right?
No, we just a little weekend, man. We ain't vacation yet. The vacation is in August. But last weekend we was just hanging out. So we went and saw some friends out of town. That was it. It was just a little weekend thing. But the actual vacation will be in August. So that's the one we're excited for. That's the one that's on the calendar.
I'm gonna stop you there, sir. If I go out of town, I'm usually maybe going 2-3 towns over, maybe a 2-hour drive. You didn't go out of town just to go on a two-hour drive, fam. Where did you go? Tell the people what's going on with you.
Man, it wasn't a vacation. We was going for 2-3 days. We just hung out with some friends down in Tennessee, man. That was it.
Okay.
Did you go to the Smoky Mountains or Gatlinburg, or was it that area?
No, we were in Lookout Mountain out down in Chattanooga.
Chattanooga.
Mm.
Yeah, so you go to Lookout
A
Mountain.
beautiful place.
You can see about 6 or 7 different states, man, on a clear day in Lookout Mountain. So it was cool.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place. That's a beautiful
good
place.
stuff.
Yeah.
Rashard, you got anything new going on with you?
Just trying to get back in the school system, brother. Trying to get back in the school system. House hunting. I got to go look at the brand new. I'm rolling with the brand new build tomorrow. We're going to see how that goes. I keep getting outbidded on anything that's pre-existing. So
Yeah.
I got a brand new build I'm going to look at. The only cool thing is it won't be available until October. So the house I'm actually going to go look at is the model home with all the upgrades.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's
I hope you get it, man. I hope you get it.
Yeah, I just need that patio. I ain't worried about the pool. I just need that covered patio right now.
Bro, you ain't even lying.
Woo!
I heard that. We're doing the Hey Coach podcast on on location.
What they say?
I like
live on location. Yeah.
Hey, as long as you got that grill fired up and the drinks ready, baby, I'm there, baby. You already got it. You already know. Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Hey, we're gonna get the show started. Unfortunately, we're gonna start on some very sad news. For those who haven't heard, Bill Russell passed away at age 88. It was shocking to me. Everybody here knows, and if you don't know by now, I am a huge Celtics fan. Bill Russell was probably one of my favorite all-time Celtics. Bill Russell, one of the NBA greats, who anchored the Boston Celtics dynasty that won 11 championships in 13 years. His last two, he was the first black head coach in any major U.S. sport. He also marched for civil rights with Martin Luther King Jr., and he died today, at age 88. Now, I know Bill Russell has affected all of us. How could he not? We're huge sports fans, especially basketball. So, Jay, why don't you kind of touch on how Bill Russell affected you and your thoughts on his passing?
A lot of different ways. For the people that know me, I'm obviously, African American, but I also played basketball. So I'm a basketball historian, student of the game. And for me personally, the beginning of my basketball education started with Bill Russell. He played in the NBA from 1956 to 1959. Before that, he was born he went to San Francisco University, San Francisco Dons back in the 50s, won NCAA championships back then. He was doing things that players didn't do at all, things that you hadn't seen before at that time. There's a bunch of different documentaries and movies and videos you can watch on Bill Russell, but a couple stories about the impact that Bill Russell had on basketball for younger viewers and people that aren't historians. When he was in college, he played against whoever the top basketball player in the country at that time, and Bill Russell had played against him. Back in those days, you couldn't play varsity basketball in your freshman year. You had to wait. So once he was able to play varsity, he played against, I guess, the top college player, the top college center. And the first 5 shots he took, Bill Russell blocked all 5 of his shots and caught 2 of them out of the air. And the coaches called a timeout, and his coach, Bill Russell's coach, told him, hey, you can't do that. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, blocks wasn't a thing back in the 50s. So for young viewers that don't know, blocks weren't a stat. So there are no stats for Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain when it comes to blocking shots because it didn't exist. But he was doing things like that we find so simple today. He kind of brought that into the game. Then obviously he got drafted by the Boston Celtics. The St. Louis Hawks actually wanted to draft him, but they didn't want an African-American on their team, so they traded the pick with Red Auerbach, and that's how he got to Boston. He didn't want to – he said if he would have had to go to St. Louis during that time to play, he wouldn't have went to the NBA. So thank you, Boston Celtics, for drafting that man and giving us Bill Russell in the league. And
You're welcome.
And obviously he rewarded them with titles. But what he did to the game, like I said, like he's probably, if you want to go back to thinking of how defense is played today, defense, rebound, fast break, it probably started with Bill Russell and Bob Cousy. Like that's where it began. So he just had such a huge impact on basketball that a lot of people don't even know about or can comprehend. The way the game is played today stems from the way they played it back then. The offense going up and down, all the possessions, the color barriers being broken with Bill Russell. There's only 2 players in NBA history that grab over 20,000 rebounds, and he's one of them. Him and Wilt Chamberlain. So it's just those things, like the things that he did that transcended basketball from a cultural standpoint, from civil rights. Marching with Dr. King, like Tim said, and he said he got that from Jackie Robinson, and Jackie Robinson passed it on to him and told him to basically carry the torch, and he did that. So, we lost a great human being in Bill Russell, but we also lost a great ambassador and pioneer in the NBA. When I think of Bill Russell, I think of pioneer. Is how I think of him. So that's what I got for the Bill Russell, William Felton Russell.
Yeah, I like that.
Felton until today, I've said middle name is Felton. I'm like, I said interesting. Oh, is it me?
What do you got, Rashard?
Bill. No,
Yeah.
I was know if he was gonna say something. Didn't really grow up with a team. So like when I look at the Celtics, I look at the Celtics as the professional Duke team. Underline, y'all get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But when I realized as a kid, like, hold on, this dude was a first black coach, player. He got how many rings? 11. 12 All-Star games. I'm like, hold on, man. First of all, let's just tell you what the greatness is. You done took University of San Francisco back-to-back, 55 and 56. Only other person I know that went to University of San Francisco, I'm about to get y'all weak, is the kid, the white kid that played with UNLV when Tark was the coach. He transferred to the University of San Francisco. It ain't Bob Sir because he went to Florida State.
No.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I started. I'm like, come on, man, let me see. Then
don't sleep on Bill Cartwright, baby. Bill Cartwright.
Hey, man. But that's when I realized and paid attention. And then when I found out he was a frat brother, he's a captain. I'm a captain. Yes, you see it on my shirt. I'm like, oh, that's when I like, okay. I already have respect for him. I'm like, oh, we're in the same fraternity. I'm like, oh, okay, this dude's different. I like how people bring up rings and things. So a couple cats that got more rings than certain people. But this dude right here, his legacy, it's amazing, man. Like, and then like y'all say, he was an activist dude. So like, I wonder what flack if he was younger now, if he was in doing what he did then, if he was to bring it to 2022, how much hell would he catch? Cap kneeled and caught hell. Russell, he was doing it back then when they really didn't give a damn about us.
Yeah.
And this man, you know what I'm saying? He killed it. I was reading today that him and another guy was an NHL player. They're the only two with 11 rings.
Wow.
Nobody would ever known that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The dude's name is Henry Richard. Henri, Richard. They're the only two with 11 rings in North America. 11?
Wow.
Bro, we clown LeBron. Nope, not 5, not 6. He stopped at 7 when he was talking in Miami. He didn't get 7. Mike got 6. Ori got what, 7?
7.
Yeah.
Bro, look at the gap between Ori and Bill. Bro, seriously? And Bill never averaged over 19 points a game. He was more of a defensive player, block shots and man on man.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's still, first of all, that had to be great. I mean, not averaging 19. If you average 19 now, I had a buddy that played in the league. He's like, people don't realize that's pretty damn good. You know, you seeing cats that you can't compare yourself to the Stephs, the KDs, and so and so. That man never averaged over 19. He was never known as an offensive scorer. He was just tall. We got no highlights of this dude hitting 55. We got no highlights of this dude. You know what I'm saying? Some of them cats were kind of doing the sky hook before Kareem, but Kareem perfected it. You know?
Yeah.
But nah, Bill, but I like the fact that when he did when I read up on him and he was so deep, but you got to look at come on, man, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, come on, man, Russell. Like Muhammad Ali didn't give a damn about he didn't give a damn about no money. Now, how different would it have been with the money that they're going to give you?
Right.
Would you have, because they weren't really getting paid. You get what I'm saying? Like nowadays, we go. This is off topic. Liv giving money. I might have been like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Let me just keep that between me and my boys on how these folks is treating us. But
right,
I'm about to go. Yeah. It's right here. They didn't care, man. Muhammad Ali went to jail, dodged drafter or whatever. Hey, I didn't have a problem with going 10th Mountain to Iraq, but it wouldn't have been the first thing I was going to do.
Ooh, you tell
it. I can't wait to see the tributes on this dude, man. I saw that today. I was like, damn, bro. Like, it's between, and if y'all have noticed within the last 2 months, it's either a no-name rapper, a comedian we forgot about, an actress we forgot about, an actor we forgot about, and an athlete here. Like, come on, man, Marion Barber. No, we looking at like it's real, man. It's this. You know, we already know they can't live forever, but when you see him at the 75th and he's getting this thing, you know, all of this. When you see all the dudes with the coats and the jackets, you're like, damn, dude's still around. Shouldn't have to think like that, but it's like, wow, this cat is still.
So. He was around to get the 25, 50, and 75.
Yeah. But think about another thing. Him and Wilt are the only two to ever get 50 rebounds in a game in the NBA history.
Yeah.
First of all, what team was you playing that you was able to get 50 damn rebounds?
NBA teams that can't get 50 rebounds.
You're the best of the best, right? You're the best of the best.
Man, listen.
Yeah, I mean, and then it gets me is a lot of these teams, like you said, Jamal, a lot of these teams talk about 50 rebounds. Some of them don't get 50 rebounds in a game. A team. Yeah, a team.
Right. 50 total rebounds.
Total rebound, him and Will.
Yeah. So seeing, that, and what I'd say about, Bill Russell, like I said, outside being a Boston fan, I was just a fan of him in general. How he carried himself on and off the court. And I look at him like he paved the way for guys like me. Now I'm a head coach. I've been a head coach. Coaching at the high school level, coaching at minor league level. Now not only am I a coach, I'm an owner of my team that I coach. So if it wasn't for somebody like him, paving the way for other guys to come up and women to come up, we wouldn't have these opportunities. And I think about it like what.
Say you don't get three black people hosting Hey Coach without Bill Russell being first black coach.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to put in perspective, Jamal had brought this up when he talked about Bill Russell's blocks. Can you even begin to fathom how many actual blocks that man had in his career? If they were keeping records back then,
were they counting his after his era? When did they start? I don't know when. I don't know the date.
They didn't start counting blocks till like the 70s.
Okay, so Wilt got cheated, Russell got cheated, Elton Baylor, all them cats.
All of them got it. Yeah.
George
so
Mikan,
you think
like all of them?
Yeah, George Mikan. Yeah, especially George Mikan. Yeah.
I saw an article a couple years ago. A couple years ago, I saw an article and they were talking to refs that used to ref those games back in the day. And they would ask them, like, blocks wasn't a stat back in the 50s and 60s. Like, how many blocks do you think they would have averaged a game? And even the refs was like, Wilt and Bill Russell would have averaged 6 to 8 blocks a game.
That's a lot.
Bro, they probably had over 5,000 blocks for their career.
That's 6 to 8. That's 12 to 14 points off the board.
That's what I'm saying. So you got to think, they had over 20,000 rebounds for their career. Wilt had over 30,000 points. He could have 20,000 rebounds, 30,000 points, and 5,000 blocks for his career.
What's it? 5,000 blocks.
5,000 blocks.
That sounds like
that's what they were doing back then, man.
Yeah. Welcome to the world, Steph Curry. That's why you got 2 threes. Ain't nobody going in there doing that.
Before there was a 3-point line and everything.
That sounds like my player.
You just gonna throw the ball?
Nah.
Put it in there.
Hey, just hand the ball over. Well, if you try to pump fake them, they so tall, they didn't have to really jump.
They're not. They're like, come on, man. 3 seconds.
Like, really, just give me the ball. 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 You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like punking your little brother. It's like punking your little brother or cousin or something. You know what I'm saying? They try to go in there.
Get back on transition, man.
Go on. I got this. Let's go. Yeah. So it's tough news for the Celtic Nation, basketball fans in general. We lost another great human being in Bill Russell, but I'm pretty sure he's up there coaching and playing in the big court up in the sky. So to his family and all fans and everybody, we're sending our condolences from the Hey Coach podcast. So stay strong. Everything's gonna be all right. Now we're gonna transition from Bill Russell to some potential news dealing with a certain NBA player. The latest news on Mr. Kevin Durant himself. Now, the word on the street is now the Celtics are on his radar as far as one of the teams he wants to join. Now, Jay, let's start with you. What are you hearing as far as all this stuff going on with KD? I'm almost to the point I'm just getting kind of tired of just pick a team you're gonna play for the team. Go back to Brooklyn if you're going back to Brooklyn, or just give me a call. You can come play on my team on my 2K, whatever. Let's just get it going. What are you hearing, Jay, around the world or in the news?
Trade rumors happen all the time, right? So with a player of this caliber, anytime you hear something, everybody's eyes get big and, they want to know what the stories are. Like last week, I was hearing the Bulls are potentially a candidate as well because KD wants to play with 2 All-Stars. Brooklyn wants a bunch of players, so it's just a lot going on. So what I heard about the Bulls before I get into Boston, Vucevic, Lonzo Ball, Caruso, a couple picks, so he can play with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. So I don't know if that's going to happen. What I'm hearing about Boston, which is bigger news, I think, because they talking about getting rid of Jaylen Brown, breaking up Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. doing Jaylen Brown, doing Marcus Smart. I think Devin White, and then like a couple picks. They're trying to move them for KD. So that's the latest news. We'll see what happens with that. I personally think he's staying in Brooklyn at least till the trade deadline, but we'll see.
Rashard, before I go to you, I don't see why. Like, I mean, let me stop that. KD's a great player. Don't get me wrong.
Say it.
But with what they got in Boston, why in the world would you want to like for lack of better words, drain the swamp to bring somebody in? You know what I'm saying? When you're basically going to deplete your roster for one player. You've got a great nucleus with Smart, adding Matthew Brogdon, Dino Gallinari. They still have Robert Williams. Of course, then you have Tatum and you have Brown. I mean, that's a great, and they're young. It's not like they're old. I mean, Gallinari, you know, he's probably been in the league since, I don't know, 2K06. But anyways, I mean, but I'm saying it is they've got a great start. You know what I'm saying? And picks. So they can work something else out. If they want to bring somebody else in, that's great. Appreciate that, Hollywood. But what I'm saying is I don't please, Boston, please. We've had enough tragedy. Don't do this. Don't do this to the nation. Do not. Rashard, what do you got for us, baby?
I got everything that you said, man. See, this is how Brooklyn needs to rock it. Brooklyn needs to ask for the most ridiculous situation for us to get this dude up out of it. I need Smart. I need Brown. In fact, let's just be dumb. Let's go swap. Let's keep Brown, and we swap Tatum for him. They need to be to where, like, ain't nobody going to do it, bro. Y'all going to bring y'all butts back here to Brooklyn and play. Like, any team right now, Boston don't need to mess with them. There's no good teams in the East that need to fool with this cat. The West, you leave Golden State out the mix. Who you about to just what you gonna go? The Joker, Murray, and so for this, and then let's just say this bastard gets a damn twisted ankle and don't complete it. Let's just go with the minor, not no ACL. Like,
right.
There is no reason, and great player. We can all admit you may not
yes
plays for great player, but you can't. Not Boston can't be silly with this one, dude. Of all the teams in the East, everybody else can be dumb and silly. Boston cannot entertain it. Miami can go ahead and blow their little squad up. Miami didn't go to the finals. Y'all can go ahead and blow that little thing up and hope this dude is the next Kobe or whatever. But the boy 33. I mean, how many more you got of top level? I mean, it's basketball. It ain't baseball. It ain't tennis. It ain't golf. You're going to be able to just go out there and hand it to cats for the next 4 years. 4 years, you'll be 37. I mean, 37 in the NBA. If you 45 right now at the Y right now, you still think you cold.
Hey, first of all, I'm 44 and I'm still doing okay. Listen, but what I say to this though, Rashard, to your point, I think for KD, it's a little different than some of the other guys we probably would talk about in this sense, because KD's game is completely different. He's not a big time slasher. He's not one of those guys who are going to go down banging the post. I mean, he's mainly a spot up shooter. He can create off the dribble, but he's not one of those ones that he doesn't have like a LeBron game. He doesn't have like a Kyrie Irving game where Kyrie's getting, going in, getting beat up like Ja Morant, something like that. He can shoot over everybody. You know what I'm saying? He can literally shoot over everybody. So, I mean, I think his game along like Steph Curry, I think they can actually play a little bit longer than most players, right, because their game is not predicated on them going and because they're not taking a lot of contact. But to your point, I don't see why. Brooklyn did this to themselves quite a few years ago with that whole debacle of a trade where they got Paul Pierce and KD. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, it's like, yo, I said KD, Garnett. But anyways, it's like why do you want to keep? Why would any team want to keep repeating those mistakes?
I don't think.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna destroy teams or anything like that. It's just the simple fact that he's a generational talent. You got to think about it like that. If you have the opportunity as a franchise to get a player like that, what it does for your franchise. We're thinking like fans of the game, and we don't want the game to change. These owners are trying to generate revenue. Okay, he's a generational talent. People are going to come to see him play. Even if you're coming to see him lose, you're still paying to see it. You got to think like that. Like we got to think. There's different levels to the thinking of getting a player like a Kevin Durant, right?
But you can't be an owner and just want to be relevant. You got to be an owner and be like a Steinbrenner.
Right.
You got to be like a Jerry. I ain't even gonna use Jerry now because them bitches.
But the teams he wants to go to are teams that are gonna win. He ain't trying to go to Detroit.
You can't sell. You can't sell. We're just gonna be relevant, y'all. As fans, we're gonna get him. And you build a squad up with like Smart. I watched him at Oklahoma State. I'm like, whatever. He ended up with a decent NBA career. Smart ain't gonna be in nobody's top nothing when you rank anything in Boston. The dude is he just plays ball, man. Don't scrap all these cats. Smart, Brown, you didn't acquire them however you got them for KD. KD is great. Don't dump the farm. Not when you just left the finals.
So I'll tell you this. If that team just made to the finals and you saw them lose and you saw how they lost, if I tell you I need 2 of your players, I need 2 of your starters, and 2 of your picks for Kevin Durant, and I can guarantee you that you'll go to the finals the next 2 years. Would you do it?
But
number one.
Hypothetical.
Wait. Okay, let me hit that one.
As a starter, so
I want Marcus Smart.
Tell me I want to hear this one.
Listen, I want Marcus Smart. I want Jaylen Brown. And you go to the finals the next 2 years with KD. You want it?
Well, my thing is this, I'm not looking at it as a fan. I'm looking at it not only as an owner, but also as a coach. And like I said, I love KD. I do. I really do. But my issue when I look at KD and I look at his career, KD has not really done much outside unless he's had someone else that can take a complete focus off of him. He's not. I love him. We had this discussion before. He's not I'll say he's not a leader in a traditional sense, but at the same time, I don't think he actually wants to be a leader. I just think he just wants to play basketball, and there's nothing absolutely wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't knock him for that. I think that's great that he just wants to play basketball because the dude's a dog when he gets out on that court. However, when I look at what I have, you said Marcus Smart, you said Jaylen Brown. Now I'm losing my absolute leader, my absolute heart and soul of my team.
Okay.
Yes.
To get somebody who has not been that for any team.
Okay.
He's not been that for any team. So when I look at that, I'm not really giving up Marcus Smart. Plus, defensive player of the year, not very many people are playing defense like him. And KD's a great defender. He's a great defender. I'm not gonna knock him for that. But at the same time, he's not that dog defender. Now, when I look at Jaylen Brown had been more consistent. I hate saying it. He's been more consistent than Tatum. Now, Tatum's more explosive. Tatum's more explosive, but he's been more consistent. I would rather, this is me, this is just me. I would rather take what I have, give them all the confidence in the world, and add on pieces to what I already have, because I can get cheaper pieces that can fill voids more so than somebody like Kevin Durant. Because, like I said, I love Kevin Durant. I do. I love him to death. But from what I see, you know what I'm saying? From what I'm seeing, appreciate that, Les. From what I'm seeing, he has not shown anything that he can do this. He can actually lead a team. Now, we can talk about the whole Golden State thing. We can talk about the whole Golden State. You know what I'm saying? And he was the best. He was the best player. He was the best player on that team. He was the best player on the court, hands down. I'll say that. But he was not the leader of that team.
Okay.
And in truth, he really wasn't. He wasn't the leader of Oklahoma State. Go ahead.
We can debate about it. I'll debate both of y'all. I'm good. I can handle both of y'all. All right. So here we go. If you had to get rid of one player If you had to give one player, are you giving up Brown or Tatum right now? Which one? If you had to give up one, who are you getting rid of?
I'll give up Brown because I think he plays like KD. Go ahead.
Exactly. Who are you giving up, Brown or Tatum? Tim? You got to give up one.
If I had to give up one, I'd have to give up Brown.
All that being said,
Like I said,
you're still giving up Jaylen Brown. Okay. Now let's
I wouldn't take him
table
for. I still wouldn't take him over. I wouldn't take him over KD though.
Exactly.
Because he's
So
younger.
let's table that. Great. Brown is out. You already gave me your answer. Tatum or
Okay.
Brown, you're keeping Tatum. Brown is out. Now, Marcus Smart, you say he's the leader, heart and soul of the team. Okay.
Yes.
He's gonna leave. He's the liability on the offensive end when it comes to setting up your team and stabilizing that offense. You have an experienced two-time champion that's played in a system that's stabilized. He's played with Ime Udoka in USA basketball, so he has a relationship with Ime. KD, I'm talking about.
Okay.
Marcus Smart leaves, insert Malcolm Brogdon. You have your floor general. You still have your leadership in Al Horford. You still have your defense in Williams, in both the Williams boys. You still have your
Okay.
bench. So, what are we talking about here? What are we
Longevity.
losing? Did we lose anything?
you
in
lose-
the game?
Actually, you are losing because you're gaining, but you're gaining KD, who's not.
The original question was the reason anybody, if anybody does this trade, if KD goes to anybody, if anybody picks up KD, it's for the next 2 years.
Say,
2-3 years. We're
man,
trying to win
switch the-
now.
switch the
Nobody's picking.
profile
Listen,
pick, bro.
he's 33 years old, coming off of an Achilles. Nobody is getting KD for long term. They're trying to win now. That is a win now situation. So if you have a 24-year-old Jason Tatum, a 27, 28-year-old Malcolm Brogdon, you still got Devin White, you still got both of the Williamses who are at 25 and under. You still have a core. You have a young coach. You bring KD in to win. You get Marcus Smart out of there, and you get Jaylen Brown can go to Brooklyn, and it's Jaylen Brown's team in Brooklyn. He can do his thing. Him and Kyrie, or him and Marcus Smart and Kyrie go somewhere else. Where is the issue?
My issue. Okay. My issue is simple. My issue is very simple. KD is not reliable, health wise.
What?
Health wise, he's not reliable.
How?
What do you mean? How? The fool's been injured.
He had an Achilles tear.
Yeah, bro,
Yes,
like, come
but
on,
at the same,
Tim.
but listen, hold up.
What?
How many games did he play last season? Did he play the whole season?
He played more than the weirdo.
Well,
He played
First
more
of all,
than guys that were healthy.
God,
you can't put Kyrie in no conversation that comes with none of that stuff.
Brooklyn's
He
team.
played.
No,
I'll tell you what.
he can't put-
He played more than James Harden did. The
Boy.
last 2 years. You want to talk about reliable?
But
he played more than James Harden.
But you know what?
Bro,
But you know,
that boy
here's
got
the
hurt in
thing.
Golden State, man.
Here's-
That boy ain't just
here's-
been
here's the thing.
major injuries in Brooklyn.
Now, there's two reasons why I put this on there. Two reasons. Number one, yeah, you're 100% right. They got there without him.
They already.
And
got
I believe
the
they-
ball. They're not.
and I
trying
believe-
to win the championship. They're trying to win.
No.
it. That's the point.
Yeah, and that is, I believe they can still do it with or without him. That's also the same thing with Golden State.
Mhm.
He went to Golden State after they had already won 2 championships. They lost to Cleveland.
Wait. He went to Golden State after they blew a 3-1 lead, and Draymond called him crying in the parking lot. Let's not forget the details, okay?
But
That's
first of all,
why
he
didn't go.
let me
He did not
finish.
go.
Let me finish.
Sometimes
Let me
you gotta
finish.
get cut off, bro.
He did-
Sometimes
he
Hold
did
up,
not
let me
go
finish.
After he won, after they
Yeah.
won, he went
No.
after they lost. Okay.
I said they had already won 2 championships, and if you let me finish, I said he went after they lost to Cleveland.
Okay.
Thank you. Anyways, so the thing is, it's the exact same scenario. That Golden State has had a team that could definitely could have went back the following year with or without KD, and even the year after that.
How do we know that?
They were a great team.
But we don't know.
So
that.
you-
we don't.
so
know
you're
that
so-
they're gonna win.
Just like you don't know that if any team picks up KD for next year, if he does get traded, that he's gonna be the missing piece that's gonna get him to the championship.
That's why my initial question was, if you had to get rid of a player, who would it be? And y'all already told me y'all get rid of Brown. So
But the thing
I posed the same question with Golden State. You just said Golden State would have already went regardless if KD didn't come, right? Right?
I believe they would have.
Okay. Do you want
I'm talking
Harrison
back
Barnes?
then.
Do you want Harrison Barnes or Kevin Durant or KD?
Because Barnes ended up going to Dallas any damn way.
Well, here's the difference in that scenario.
They would have went back with that original team. But if you have the opportunity to get Kevin Durant in place of Harrison Barnes,
here's the difference in that. KD was a free agent. Harrison Barnes was a free agent. They picked him up free agency. This is not a trade. You're not having to get rid of anybody.
Everything ain't one for one either. You got
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Scrap.
So what?
The 6'7" dude off the bench. Everything ain't just one for one.
Yeah. What I'm saying is
this ain't our money. That's why it's easy to be like, oh, let's just do.
For sure.
And like I said, the only reason why I'm saying this is because I would not want to mortgage my future just for a here now. Because the thing is, with what they've got, they have proven they can get there. Now, if they stay the course and don't just give away draft picks and give away a great future star, kind of like what Oklahoma City did, with the whole when they started stripping their team and they ended up losing KD, they ended up losing James Harden. Now I'm not going to talk about Westbrook, but when they start getting rid of people like that because they didn't want to pay them or whatever the reason was, we don't sit in the front office with them. Whatever the reason was. I would not want to mortgage my future on guys that I know that can actually get there. And if I just do what I'm supposed to do as a businessman, as an owner or leader of that organization, take what I've got and say, these guys can get us there. What I need to find some other pieces so I can keep them together. Go ahead, Jack.
So I understand that. I understand what you're saying. But if history should tell us anything, right? In the last 2-3 years, in the NBA, if history tells us anything, it's not easy getting to the finals.
No,
the last 3 NBA seasons, we had 3 different teams go to the finals. The Lakers went to the finals in the bubble against the Heat. Last year, we had Phoenix go against Milwaukee. If you go back and watch some of our other shows, we're like, oh, it's going to be a finals rematch. They have the same team. Milwaukee have the same team. Phoenix had the same team. If history is showing you anything, that you can't just say, hey, we had a good year last year, we gonna make it back next year. There's no guarantee that you're gonna make it back. So as a franchise, you have to do whatever it is you feel like is best for your franchise to win. That's all this is about. When you talk about a player of the caliber of a Kevin Durant, a LeBron James, a Giannis, you have to be thinking about, okay, what can we do to win now? You're not thinking about any team that KD goes to, Bulls, Celtics, Heat, whoever it is, Phoenix, they're talking about winning right now. Yeah. That's the discussion. So basically, the ultimate question is: do you want to win now or do you want to win later?
And that's what I was going to say, Jay. As with Jay's point, as opposed to that's being your team, Tim. I as I sat here, I realized so what he's saying. If you just scrap the team, whatever. If your team has a chance to win a championship in 2023. Yes. By getting this dude, and it might be another 10, 12. But guess what? You can brag on 2023. Y'all won it.
What are you willing to do?
You get what I'm saying? That's really the argument.
I hope we win.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. So now that being said,
what Jay is saying, what Jamal is saying, y'all gonna scrap it, and maybe not 23, but 24. You definitely get one. Me, I'm looking like, man, y'all might not ever get one, but you got this good player and you're relevant. And you got bounced out with a ball hit the top of the rim and then boom, Kawhi's type shot and it's over with. You just relevant. You got to. I see what Jay's saying now. Like
the Celtics have been relevant.
Listen, hold up. Hold up. And I'm saying, listen. Hey, listen. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not arguing that I disagree with your point, but at the same time. It's not the thing is the Celtics are going to be relevant regardless.
Right.
They are that squad. But my thing is this: you take away because it's not going to just be a Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. It's going to be money and draft picks. Now, we all can say, just like what happened with Boston when Danny Ainge was there in charge. And they trade all those draft picks. And what those draft picks turned into? They turned into Jason Tatum. They turned into a Jaylen Brown. They turned into a Marcus Smart. They were able to pick those guys out because they were able to get those draft picks and they were patient with them. And they got who they want.
The Boston
And my
Celtics, or go ahead, finish. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is, when I look at it, yes, yes, I definitely want to win a championship next year. But my thing is this, okay? We were there this season, and I was there with what I have. I'm only missing a couple pieces. Jason Tatum is definitely grown. Jaylen Brown took a whole nother leap. You're talking about those two guys right there. But the other guy, and like I said, when it comes to a lot of this stuff, we can talk about even Golden State championships, this and that. A couple of championships they may have not gotten if, number one, Kawhi Leonard doesn't get hurt with the San Antonio Spurs, because they was knocking them out of the gym. If Chris Paul and Blake Griffin don't go out with the Clippers,
right?
You know, if you know what I'm saying, if Kevin Love wasn't hurt and then Kyrie get hurt, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, there's a lot of this stuff is predicated on injuries and guys gelling together.
Sure.
So now you're talking about getting rid of, let's just dump the whole squad. Now we got to try to figure out if these guys are going to gel together. Because even though Kevin Durant's a great player, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to gel with Jason Tatum. It doesn't necessarily mean he's going to gel with Matthew Brogdon. Just because he's had experience with the head coach doesn't mean that's going to work out.
Boston,
you've already got something.
Boston don't need him. Boston wants him, but they don't need him.
That's where I'm coming from. I'm saying yes, he would be a great addition. And you're talking to a Boston Celtic fan. So yes, I would love to have Kevin Durant. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, okay, what happens if this doesn't work out? Now we have nothing.
Okay.
We have nothing to build on.
So watch this.
Yeah, so we don't.
Go ahead, finish. Go ahead. I got you.
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead. I'm finished. I'm done.
Check this out. Why did Danny Ainge leave? No, I'm just saying.
He gave Buddy the job. Didn't he give Brad his position?
Why would Danny Ainge leave that situation? If they got a good nucleus, they got young talent, they're good, they're relevant. Why would Danny Ainge just up and leave?
To me, you're an owner at this point. You ain't a player. It ain't like he's a starter he ain't one of the five.
Well,
like you done already won. Like I can go Utah. Why is G Wade in Utah? Like none of this makes any damn sense. Like Danny Ainge went out west. Like all right, my fingerprints on this situation and watch how good of an owner I am, or whatever position.
He's the president of basketball over there. He's not the owner. He wasn't the owner of Boston. The reason I pose that question is because the fact that we were just talking about Bill Russell, the Boston Celtics, they only put championship banners up in the Garden. They don't put up regular season titles. They don't put up "we had a good season" banners. They're about rings. And you of all people know that, Tim. They are about rings. They have the most rings in history. They are trying to win. The reason Danny Ainge left is because he had been there for 10 years trying to put something together, and they did not win. They didn't win it. He tried. It didn't work. They didn't win. So he left. He volunteered to leave. He didn't get fired. He left to go somewhere else. What I'm saying is this. The Boston Celtics are about winning. The whole point of this KD thing for me is if you have the opportunity to win, what are you willing to do it? That's it. If they can get KD and win a championship, going to a championship means nothing. Everybody killed LeBron all the time about going to 10 top championships and being 4-6 and ha. If you can win a ring, because Boston is about championships. All right. If you ever go to the Boston Garden, they don't even have Atlantic Division title banners up in their gym.
No, they don't.
It's straight titles. If you ain't winning a title, the fans don't want to hear about it. Nobody wants, the radio don't want to hear about it in Boston. It's about titles. If you can win titles,
I get it. Yeah.
Tatum can be there for 10 more years. If he don't win a title, there's gonna be whispers about him. It was the same with Paul Pierce. Like, all right, we love Paul Pierce, but Paul Pierce ain't brought us no ring. And as soon as he brought him a ring, they did what they had to do to get Boston a ring.
Tatum don't win, he'll be Antoine Walker in Boston.
You say that again?
But Tatum don't win, he'll be Antoine Walker in Boston.
Right.
But hold up, my thing.
You want to be Paul Pierce.
Now, when you talk about that Paul Pierce,
Antoine Walker,
but I'm saying, when you talk about that Paul Pierce, though, they still had. I mean, it wasn't just Paul Pierce. They had Kevin Garnett, They had Ray Allen.
Rondo.
I mean, they got him in trade. They had Rondo. Rondo was a draft pick.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
hold up.
But the thing is, you're not getting two other players. You're giving up. You probably have to give up.
They're giving up the
three.
farm.
You probably have to give up 2, maybe 3 players as well as picks. So now you don't have picks coming up.
But I'm saying it doesn't have to be apples to apples. What I'm saying is they tried it one way.
Oh, it's not going to be out.
Right. They tried it one way. It didn't work. They had to get their guys through trades to win. All I'm saying is my point is consistent. What are you willing to do to win a championship? If you have to trade guys to win, will you do it? That's all I'm saying.
And the thing is, if you do it and you don't win, now where are you at?
In the same spot you were in when you had the guys. They didn't win either.
The team across the hall from the Lakers in Staples Center, that's where you at.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying is, but I'm saying what the difference is, if you do it and you don't win, you really don't have much. You don't really have much coming in. You have because KD's getting older. KD's getting older. You know what I'm saying? And people are not. Nobody's afraid of KD. All they know is that all they have to do is if they play him straight up, play him physical, and just make it tough for him. It does become tough for him. But what I'm saying is, if you have the guys now that are younger, and if you already said Jaylen Brown is another version of KD, you have a younger version that is playing. You said Tatum? I thought somebody said Jaylen Brown.
You said Jaylen Brown.
Okay, so if Tatum is another version of KD, you already have a KD on your team. So my point is, if you already have one that could be, I'm not saying he's like KD, but I could play potentially like that, then why would you want to give up something like that for an older version of what you already have? When you already have the nucleus and the guys, and all you have to do is just find the holes that need to be plugged with good quality players, and just keep building on that.
They've been together for 5 years. They've tried it already. They've been trying it.
But I think I think for Tim's argument, like we're here. We just touched the surface last year. One more year, but y'all have to. But Tim, to me, y'all have to go back to the Eastern Conference Finals. You cannot let Milwaukee jump y'all. Philly ain't gonna do a damn thing. Miami ain't gonna do nothing. Y'all have to go back to the Eastern Conference. The West, we don't know. Yeah. Is Wiseman going to still be with Golden State? Are they going to get rid of him? If Boston does not repeat, then Jay's argument is like, y'all should have got rid of these people, brought KD in this joint, and KD and whoever y'all didn't get rid of can go to the next level in X, Y, and Z.
So, and just
if they don't get to the finals next year, I want y'all to remember what's today, the 31st.
Yeah. And even if they don't get, and they say they get KD and they don't even get to the conference finals. Now what does that say? Then what does that say about that trade?
Well, then that supports your argument, but that's a damn shame on your squad that y'all done got this boy and y'all couldn't get to the conference finals. Jay is talking about finals. Well, we about to compete against whoever in the West, and boom, KD can lead you to a championship. Do you want that instant success? Or do you want to just be like, hey, we're relevant?
So at let's say all things healthy, all headspace is equal. Is the Brooklyn Nets team better than the Boston Celtics team?
Is what?
Is the Brooklyn Nets team better than the Boston Celtics team? All things equal, all headspace is equal.
Is playing and hell yeah.
So what I'm saying is
capital H. Hell yeah.
With the healthiness of all,
right. You just said everything.
Like I said.
Right. Hell
so
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Simmons, KD, and Kyrie. Boy.
So once again, what I'm saying is, if that's the case, KD was already there. Now, granted, Kyrie, whatever that crap was.
See how you mental.
James Harden. James Harden, whatever that stuff is, but he had left. They brought in Ben Simmons. Now, Ben Simmons with his phantom back injury, all that, whatever. Now, to me personally, Yeah, Phantom. It was a Phantom. He was playing Ghost Dad up in there.
Not working out. Like, I'm trying to figure out how you're not in a major car accident, sir. I'm trying to figure out.
What's up, Tony?
Where your back injury came from.
Man,
he got a back injury, man.
He got body slam.
He might be ready in a couple of games. Boy, I was ready.
He must have took a trip to Suplex City and seen Brock Lesnar. But anyways, what I'm saying is, even with that squad, now you're talking about let's say they go ahead and do the KD trade, which, like I said, I'm not arguing. I would love to have KD as a Boston Celtics fan. Yes, I would love to have KD, but I'm still thinking about. I'm not thinking about the right now. Me, as a coach and even as an owner, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, we can win a championship. Maybe we can win a championship next year if we brought KD in. But what happens if KD gets hurt again? What happens if something else happens? You know what I'm saying? I get it. No, I get it. Trust me, I get it.
Get hurt. Robert Williams got hurt.
Exactly. I get that. But once again, if he doesn't last longer, I'm giving up somebody who's 20, 23, 24, maybe 25, whatever Jaylen Brown's age. If that was
23, 24. How old is Marcus Smart? How old is Smart? First
Marcus
of all,
is
he even won defensive stuff. That's funny.
Like, so what you're saying is your chances are better now to win a championship versus getting KD. Is that what you believe?
No. Let me speak for Tim.
I think it depends on what they give up. I think it depends on what they give up. Depends on what they give up.
They want to give up Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and 2 picks.
Tim is going. Tim. Let me speak.
It's going to be more than that. It's going to be more than that.
From the farm system, baseball system. We built. We have seen the promised land, but we ain't crossed into it. We built. And now you got this Messiah all the way over here, like, yo, let me go ahead and come through there. But we've already got the cohesiveness, all of this, and we about to give up the whole situation for this cat. Now, if this cat is not Jordan, Kobe, and we got dog it, we by 2025 we ain't won a damn thing. And Marcus Smart out there and out west, and him and Steph high-fiving. No, like, bruh, I'm telling you,
that's Marcus Smart get out west.
The farm system for baseball. We built this, and now we about to give up the farm. And boy, you better. I mean, you got to have somebody talk reckless to KD. Boy, you got 2 years, homeboy. Ain't gonna be no long-term contract. We don't get it by the second year of your chip. Ain't gonna be no player option. It's Rap City. Done. We done gave up a whole bunch of. You better deliver, bro.
Yeah. Now I would say this.
I would say this. One more point. Because y'all got to realize it ain't just the picks from next year. You giving up multiple joints, so you're gonna give up. Man, we could have got Ja. We could have got Steph. We could have got another KD. We could have got a Joker with X amount of picks that you done traded off, and in 2025 you getting the 3rd pick in the first round, and and all of a sudden this dude's a beast. We done gave up all this, and all you did was produce numbers that you did in OKC, and you end up leaving to go to Golden State and then winning. No, not doing it.
Like I said, my only thing is
I'm not giving up.
Like I said, my only thing is look what happened with Brooklyn. They made all that trade, and then they lost all their draft picks, and they became bottom of the barrel for how many years?
Bro, OKC gave up everybody, boy. Houston Rockets got so many picks coming up.
But that's the thing. He doesn't want to go to a team. He doesn't want to go to a team that's going to give up everybody for him. He wants to go to a team that has enough that they can still contend.
But I never heard that until you just said that, Jay. I've never heard that until you just said that.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't want to just go leave Brooklyn. He wants to go somewhere and actually contend. So it ain't gonna be like they gutting their whole roster for him.
But he wants to go somewhere. Well, Jay, you got to realize Rudy Gobert effed this whole situation up.
That's Rudy Gobert.
It's just like the same. Rudy Gobert. Come on, bro. They gave up the farm for this cat, and it's like, bro, really?
But you also got to look.
Like we really talking about Rudy Gobert?
But you got to look at it like this, though.
That's what I'm talking about. But you got to look at it this, though. Hey, you got to look at it this, though.
But you got to look at it like this, though. Hey, you got to look at it like this, though. Hey, you got to look at it like this, though. Hey, you got to look at it this, though. Yeah, KD can request a trade. He can talk about where he wants to go to, but when it comes to executing that trade, he has no say so in that.
No, not at all.
The team is the one asking for what. So it's not going to. That's what I keep saying. It's not going to be. It's not going to be like, oh hey, we'll go ahead and just take Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown. They'll be like, hold up, KD is an all-star, all-time player. We want more than just if you're going to give him up, we want more than. That's what I'm saying is that they're going to if they're going to make this trade, they're going to have to give up more than just two players.
We done all seen the NFL draft. We done all seen the NFL draft. You be like, man, what my team pick? Be like, damn, we ain't got a pick to the third round. Like, what the? Oh, that's right. We jumped on that receiver and we done gave our first pick in 2023. We done all seen our teams, NFL teams do that. We done all seen that.
That's all I'm saying is that it's not going to be. That's not how that trade is going to be because Brooklyn is the one steering that ship. KD's just asking out for a trade, so he has no control in that. I hear what he's saying. No, he does. I know he doesn't want to go to no team that's going to gut their whole team just to get him, but he ain't got no choice in that. That's the business between the order.
But they won't do that to him anyway.
You said what? Wait, hold on. To both y'all.
What's my fault, Jay? Go ahead, Jay. I cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say they won't do that to KD. Like it'll be a mutual decision. They ain't gonna acquiesce. They ain't gonna send him where he wants to go. Like he wanted to do Phoenix, but Phoenix already answered how they felt about it by what they did with Aiden. Like, teams will tell you how they feel about a trade based on how they act. So we'll see how Boston acts, and then we'll move forward. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go at all, or if they wait to the actual.
I don't either.
I don't want him to go nowhere. I don't want him to go nowhere.
We'll see. I'm gonna be honest with you, as a fan, I want him to stay in Brooklyn. The only reason why I want him to stay in Brooklyn is because you have the perfect opportunity to shut everybody up. This is your team. There's nobody better than you on that team. Can't nobody say nothing to you on that team. You have the perfect opportunity to shut everybody up about them taking about you're not a leader. You can't lead a team to this. You got to have at least 2 or 3 other great shooters on your team, or this now. You got to have this all around. You have the perfect opportunity. And honestly, if even without the weirdo, you know what I'm saying, you talking about if you have a healthy Ben Simmons, if you have, whoever they have, even with just those two, with what Ben can do, because me personally, I put Ben out. Ben would not bring the ball up for me. He'd be playing power forward with the option of bringing the ball up. He'd be like a Draymond Green. He'd be like a Draymond Green to me. Because think about it. Put him at the power forward position. Can you imagine his size, his athleticism, his skill set, with what some of the stuff he can do?
Ben, this is, okay, do y'all think it's a make or break for Ben right now? Like career-wise, is it a make or break? Because you disappeared on Philly, now you here, then you didn't play phantom back. The back injury is hilarious. It's like,
it is.
So nobody's asking you to go out there and shoot like Rasheed Wallace. Nobody's asking you to do none of that. Can you just bring the ball to the court, shoot a little 5-foot layup, or just dunk on somebody, get fouled, and have confidence to get to the free throw line and shoot? Nobody's asking you to be a killer. As
long as he ain't put out no more videos of him shooting.
They hid you. Like, I'm just like, Ben could be a key, but when I say a key, it's got to be kind of like a small key. It can't be key like, the Lakers is dealing with it like close game. We about to put Shaq on the line. They're going to foul Shaq, hack a Shaq. He about to give us the ball right back. Dwight, he about to give us the ball right back. Ben Simmons. Kardashian, Kurt. Oh, yeah. All them. Yeah, that family. Yeah. Motherfucker, man. Wow. They pretty still, but gee.
He said they pretty. They pretty boys.
A brother. They talking about Klay Thompson dating ex-Lakers girl. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? You know how many other chicks that you could be dating, bro? Like, God, no, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. Like I said, my only thing is, I mean, if they do it, great. It's my question. I just want to see what if they were gonna do it, what they're gonna give up. Because like I said, it's not gonna be. We already know it's not gonna be a 1-for-1.
No.
And we know that if Brooklyn is sitting there saying, hey, if we're going to give this dude up, we definitely want what he's worth. But he's not going to get what he's worth. No, you're not going to really get back what he's really worth. You know what I'm saying? And so like I said, I just if I'm running an organization, I'm not trying to mortgage the farm on especially just one player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if it was like the Boston, like you brought up, Jay, if it was Boston where they end up getting Kevin Garnett and somebody like Ray Allen, you know, so now you're adding two other superstars with one you already have, and then had a young superstar with Rondo who they got in the draft. So I mean, it's all of it is it's going to be interesting, you know, to see exactly what's going low key Shaq. Wow. Yeah. I can't really argue with you that. I can't argue with you on that.
That might not even be low key. That might not even be a hot take, Tony. That might not even be a hot take.
Yeah, fam. I don't think I can argue with that. I can't argue with you on that one. You bring up a valid point there, brother. Yeah. So here's another valid point.
Tony, you a different thinker, bro. For you to even come up with that one, right? Different thinker.
All right, but here's another valid point. We're gonna take a quick, and I mean very quick break, and then we're gonna get into some little NFL news. All right, so y'all just hang tight, and we'll be right back.
Leon, baby.
Everybody, welcome back. We're back with more Hey Coach. I don't know, I was having a little issue there. Mine played twice, so I didn't know if we was back or not. What was going on? But anyways, we're back. This is Hey Coach podcast. I am Tim Simpson. Of course, I got Rashard Collins and Rashard Collins and Jamal Mundane. Hey, real quick, Jay, why don't you tell everybody about the 1/3 Hey Coach?
1/3 Hey Coach. All right. So obviously we are a trio, the mighty Hey Coach podcast, Tim Simpson, Rashard Collins, Jamal Mundane. The 1/3 Hey Coach, that is the Instagram. So go ahead and follow Instagram at 1/3 Hey Coach. You'll get clips of the show. You'll get, advertisements of the show. You get the YouTube link so you can check us out live. Subscribe to the Hey Coach podcast on YouTube, Timothy, Rashard, Jamal. And I'm just one of the three, man. That's all it is. So just go ahead and check us out, man. And, we look forward to getting more content out and getting more seasons out, more episodes. And we just want to keep this rolling. We want to make sure you guys are following us and just, tagging along, man, get this fan base going. So 1/3 Hey Coach, man, on Instagram. Check it out.
And great segue to talk about some of our other podcast social media. You can definitely follow us on our Facebook page at Timothy Rashard Jamal. You can follow us on Twitter at Hey Coach Podcast and on Instagram at Hey Coach Podcast. All right, gentlemen, let's talk a little NFL. Okay, let's talk a little NFL news. Okay, so it's almost here. It's about that time. It's about that time. Strap on the pads, throw that helmet on. It's time for Sunday afternoon cookouts. You know what I'm saying? Get the koozie out beside you, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's about that time, gentlemen, for football. Let's talk about some things going on right now. Jay, what do you have for us as far as a little bit of football news that we were talking about earlier?
Small news that we got going on. Obviously, preseason about to start here in the next week, but we're talking about kind of big news, sneaky big news. The San Francisco 49ers, the GM, John Lynch, and Kyle Shanahan, the coach, have announced that Trey Lance is the guy. So what that means for Jimmy Garoppolo, they said they are allowing him to go and shop, look for trades, look for offers. But Trey Lance is the guy. So they're going to hand the keys over to him. He will be the starting quarterback, QB1 for the 49ers. Also staying in the NFC West with the defending champs, the LA Rams. They got their rings. Their rings are about this big. If you've seen them, Aaron Donald was over in the party dancing like this.
I missed
They
it.
got Glacier.
That's mine from college. That's mine from college. So it ain't like theirs.
Nah, they got icebergs over there. So everybody saw LA Rams got the icebergs a couple weeks ago. But about Aaron Donald, it was news about him possibly retiring and not coming back. He's kind of reached the high of heights. Is one of the top DNs of all time. Got his ring.
Yes.
But they did work out a deal. They did get him back, and he said the reason he came back is because Sean McVay. He said if Sean McVay being the head coach, he's trying to build a legacy with his coach. So a little bit of loyalty, a little bit of winning. Winning kind of cures that. It's easy to be loyal when you're winning.
Ain't that true?
Comments with the Browns. So he's staying, and looks like they're gonna be reloaded. That'll probably rejuvenate them and get them going. Try to repeat. So that's a little bit of news right there for the NFL. But everybody's excited for football to start. The Rams ready to go, and Trey Lance is the guy. All right.
Yeah. So Rashard, what do you hear anything from the Raiders camp?
No, we don't make no news, man.
Did they have a camp? I'm sorry, I forgot. They didn't have a camp. They went camping. So guys.
I hope your team wins it all this year, brother. I hope your team wins it all.
Yeah, he just killed my man.
He wins it all, brother.
Killing Raiders like that.
Don't worry about it. We got the best.
I always got to mess with
you. Don't worry.
Listen,
the best Rashard in the NFL was what we got.
Rashard, I'm gonna tell you right now though.
Come to the Raiders and play. The AFC West, bro. We not, bro. We gonna compete.
Hey, that boy. Hey, Rashard sound like Suge Knight right now. Girl, if you don't want to be
come on, man, Denver. Bro, we're not AFC West. Yeah, bro. Bro, Chargers. Everybody step up. I'm trying to tell you.
No, you're right.
But I tell people all the time. I was like, they're like, oh man, you and I said that's our conference, bro. We can't just run from our conference. This is what we do. Kansas City's always good. The Chargers are always good. Denver's always good. Raiders have always struggled. Now we have the pieces, but we can easily be the fourth best team in the AFC right now. Easily.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson mess around and go to Denver and ball, bruh. But Herbert he better be the next Burrow for San Diego.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He better be the next Burrow. And Mahomes, you don't have Hill no more.
We definitely gonna get it at. So
you don't have that no more.
Let's break down these divisions. And what we think is going to happen this season as far as whatever's going on. Let's talk about the NFC West right now. Let's start with the defending Super Bowl champions, the LA Rams. Now, Rashard, being how LA out there close to Vegas and everything. What are some of your thoughts as far as these Rams? Do you think they have what it takes to repeat?
Not repeat. I think that was just a good year with them losing Von Miller to the Bills. I don't see a repeat. Arnold's he a monster. Stafford overachieved, but let me take that away. He didn't overachieve. He played. He was in Detroit struggling with all that time, and even though he had Calvin, but he threw Calvin for a lot of passes just like he did Coop. You know what I'm saying? Or Cup. Yeah. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So let me not you know what I'm saying, talk bad about that cat. He did what he was supposed to do, but I would have loved to have seen at the beginning of the year, did anybody have like the Rams winning it? Or did everybody have the Chiefs going back? I just don't think I don't think they have enough. I think defense won it, and when Von Miller leaving to go to the Bills, I think it's going to be it's going to be a little difficult because I don't know any key pieces that they've even added to their offense. Your defense was solid. You lost one person, but I don't know any key pieces that you really just added that's going to be like, all right, we got Buddy. You know what I'm saying? We got dude. Like,
Yeah.
so who else we got in the West? We got Arizona Cardinals. I ain't even gonna start with Mr. Video Game. San Fran, you gave up Jimmy. And then you got Seattle. Who's there? Who is Seattle's quarterback? It should be Garoppolo, but who is Seattle's quarterback?
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
Geno Smith up there right now.
Oh,
I like Geno. I mean, say what you
I
want.
like him.
I'm like my dad.
I like
was
him, but
with black quarterback. I was rolling with the black
You like him? You like him how much? You like him how much? How much you like him?
Man, I like Geno, Akili Smith. Yeah, I like all them cats. I like all them cats like that.
Geno Smith gonna win you 10 games.
Yeah. I like all them cats. Man, I just like black quarterbacks, bro. Just like,
I'm with you.
I'm with you. I support him.
I don't want to run down. I don't want to run down the black quarterbacks that need to succeed.
I used to like Jamarcus Russell
and all the rest of them cats.
Listen,
I used to like Jamarcus Russell.
I like Russell Wilson.
Hey,
I used to like Jamarcus Russell.
No. That name.
Look, man, why you do him like that, man?
We're not.
You gonna make him flip the table. You gonna flip the table.
But I did, man. I used to like Jamarcus Russell. Like, man, that's a cool cat, man. That's a cool cat, bro. That's a cool cat, man.
Look,
My bad, dog. My bad. What you got?
All right, we talking about winning the division. Who we got for winning the division, right? In the NFC West, yeah, I got the Rams repeating to win that division. They don't really got much competition in that division. Arizona will be good, but I don't think they can beat the Rams. I don't think they'll win as many games as the Rams will win this year. So they just don't got the experience. I'm gonna go with the Rams winning that division, so they'll get to the playoffs. And that's how the NFL is. Like, you basically build your team to win your division. You win it, you get a home game. So
Yes.
I'll just keep it quick, man. I got the Rams winning the NFC West.
Who did you pick for the NFC West, Rashard?
I thought you talked about a repeat for the Super Bowl. NFC West, I would go with Rams because of the experience. Because I think it's a drop off between the Rams when you start going to Cardinals, San Fran. But like I said, with San Fran getting rid of Jimmy, Kyler, you got to really just hope this dude just pans out. So I'll go with Rams.
Okay. I too am picking the Rams to repeat in that division. I still, I kind of wonder if they do have enough to make it back to the Super Bowl. But you still always give them at least the benefit of the doubt. But it's going to be a hard, sale.
And everybody
really. Now we did mention the Arizona Cardinals. We definitely did mention the Arizona Cardinals. I have to ask you guys real quick. What did you? I'm gonna start with you, Jay. What did you really think about the verbiage of Kyler Murray's contract, that him having to have mandatory? Now I know they end up taking it out, but my question is this: that has been a concern. People have said that about him, that he's usually the last one in, the first one out. And even his teammates have said that, and some coaching staff have said, maybe he's not really working as hard or studying hard. I mean,
I don't know.
Is it something to be concerned with?
I think it's a concern when anything, and we've all been athletes, anything that is supposed to be in the locker room comes out of the locker room. Anything that's supposed to be private that becomes public is a cause for concern. Because especially in football is the ultimate team sport.
Yeah.
Anything that's supposed to stay in that locker room that comes out is like, blood to sharks to the media. They finna come at him every week, every game. If he play bad, I wonder what he was doing this week. They're gonna try to get into the players. They're gonna try to get into the locker room, to coaching staff. Like, it could get real bad for him, and he's a young quarterback. But I mean, you gotta show up for work. So it's two sides to it. If you show up to work, your guys believe in you, and you ain't got to worry about hearing nothing like that. But also on the flip side, if somebody ain't keeping it in the house, that just tell you how they feel about you in the first place. So,
Yeah, that was my thing. That was my biggest thing because it's like, yo, first of all, that's not something that just gets leaked. You know,
Right.
that's something that's like one of those things where, you know what I'm saying, you sitting there with the note in your hand and you trying to give it to the girl next to you, like, and you see your boy like, hey man, what you doing? You just kind of sit in front of her real quick, like, yo, dog, what's up, man? You doing all right? And then you walk away, oh, how did you see that? You know what I'm saying? That's what it kind of felt like to me. Like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, you like me too? Cool. All right, cool. But you know, I don't know. It's just it was a weird thing when I heard about it. I was like, wait, no, that's not serious. And then I kept hearing about it. I was like, wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, Rashard, what do you think about that?
I mean, I'm just like the masses. You can play the race card or you can play the owner card. The owner card in me is I'm about to pay you a gang of money, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And the fact that it got leaked, whoever leaked it got it. Stuff been getting leaked for our whole lives in sports. So, you know, that's the same thing with nobody tagging their names. I'm like, I don't think Jamal can shoot a three. I think he just needs to make layups. Anonymous coach on the net. Like, bro, listen, but you can talk all this and somebody like, you got some more people to just be like, yeah, it was anonymous. When's the shady person gonna come out? Like, you know what? Tim said it. I said it. When that person come out? But I want that dude. I need the shady reporter. Like, yeah, it's anonymous. I've already made my money. I ain't working for ESPN next week anyway. I don't give a damn about this organization. Tim said it. He said he couldn't shoot no threes. He layups and stuff.
I said it myself. Read that.
Right. I feel, but you gotta. It's almost a double-edged sword, bro. Y'all gotta look, man. If you're about to pay Tim a gang of money, and X amount guaranteed, it shouldn't have been leaked, and it shouldn't even be in your clause. If I'm paying you this much, because I told people I'd rather him go play football and be a bust, and go get the money than struggle in AAA baseball. Because you ain't guaranteed to go to AAA. You can be in single A. Go get the money, be a bust, invest your money, let your family can roll.
Yeah.
The family can roll. I just think the hourglass is on you, brother. It's on because anything that he does, no matter them taking it out, and I like how they downplayed the taking it out. It's just out. Well, why is it out? Did y'all realize the black community was like, so what are you trying to say? Black quarterbacks are not smart? What are you saying? Right. Why is it just, it's not in there no more? None of us is reading the contracts online. Like, I don't. All right, bro, got it. We all just tried to play the lottery to win $1 billion the other day.
Right.
Your contract has zero to do with me. I'm trying to win this paper. He has to really be humbled and beneficial, bro. You got a gang of money. Yeah. Now they done put it in your face, bro. You gotta show up and show out.
Yeah.
You gotta show up and show out, man. You now, and like he just said, it should have been behind. It should have never been
behind closed doors. Yep.
It should have never been public. That's why they was like, well, how did this come out? And then you got a couple of the black athletes on ESPN and Fox was like, all right, let's just keep it 1,000. This is because he's a black athlete. You know, they say we couldn't read the plays, we couldn't read the defense, we couldn't do X, Y, and Z. Say what it is. And all of a sudden, magically, it's just not in this contract anymore.
Right. Well, my thing is this: I don't think it has anything to do with the fact he's a black quarterback. Honestly, I think it has a lot to do with the fact of what people have said about him in the past, his maturity level. They said that he hasn't been a mature and a true professional when it comes to a lot of this stuff, and that's the reason why those comments have been made about him in the past. Now, I could see that. I mean, dude's young. You know, he grew up in a different generation, and people talk about, well, he might be playing video games and that. Yeah, okay, I get that. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, then, you know, that's something that, you know, like Leslie said, that should have been a discussion behind closed door. You don't necessarily have to put it in the contract, but, you know, that should definitely been a discussion. And if that's the case, you say, hey, look, then you need to stay an extra couple hours after practice with your quarterback coach, and y'all need to break down film or this and that to where you can monitor it. Y'all can actually make sure he's getting it, and then you can move on about his business. I don't really think it's a race thing. I think it has a lot to do with his maturity level as far as that goes. But like I said, it just bothered me because my thing is this. If you thought that about him, why did you pay him that guaranteed money? Why'd you have him sign a
It's
contract?
not a race
Then
thing.
number
And
two,
that's the key.
no,
It's not
yeah,
a race thing. That's why I set it up. It's not a race
Yeah.
thing.
no. And number two, Kyler, you signed the contract. You read this. You
Or
already knew.
you would have known that was in it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You like, and if you're not reading it, or if your lawyer's not reading it, then you need to either make sure you need to go to what's that Zoom legal Zoom? What is that? you need to find. You need to go find. Yeah, they're still around.
That's real, because I heard yesterday on Fox Sports, Joy Taylor, Jason Taylor's sister, she was like, I don't read my contracts. I give it to my lawyer, and if they don't see anything shady, all right, let's go. She said, I've done that several times. She's like, so this is not on him. She was like, but the fact that it was leaked, and she was like, why would that even, she's like, that's crazy to me. She's like, I'm in the industry. She's like, I'll read my contracts. Like, she's like, do you really think I'm reading my contract word for word? No, that's why I have a lawyer and I pay somebody. I was like, oh, okay, that's different. Like,
I'd be like, you need to read it to me. Okay, so I'm gonna pose this question to you. This is coming from one of our viewers. Okay. So do we think that Murray is going to perform to the level of that contract?
But what level? Like, am I taking them to the Super Bowl? They're going to the playoffs?
Well, number one, where is he? What has he done with them so far? They've made it to the playoffs. Have they made it to the playoffs? No. So they have not made it to the playoffs at all. So that would be a great start. Let's get to a playoffs. Okay. Let's get to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Let's get there. Now, if we got there, can we win a game? You know what I'm saying? So now you're talking about the level of his contract. I don't remember the specifics of his numbers of that contract, everything is going. But my thing is, at that level of the number of his contract, you're saying he's a top 10 quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Top 10, top 5, maybe even top 5. You're saying he's a top 5 quarterback. What do you got, Jack?
Currently, he's the second highest paid quarterback average per year after Aaron Rodgers. Currently,
he ain't Aaron Rodgers.
He's getting paid more than Mahomes. He's getting paid more than Brady, more than Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson right now at this point, like everybody.
So if we're talking about playing to the level of a contract, you're saying that this guy is a guy that is going to lead you to multiple playoff wins, hopefully even multiple Super Bowl appearances, and maybe at least 1 or 2 Super Bowls. Do you think he's that guy? Well, or could he be that guy?
If he's playing to the level of his contract and he's getting paid just under Aaron Rodgers, all he had to do is go to get a home playoff game and lose to the 49ers. And he'll live up to his contract. That's what Aaron Rodgers doing.
Damn.
I mean, let's be real.
Hey, why you BSing? hey, bro,
let's be real, right? No, but if he go perform,
hey, the 49ers ain't winning a damn thing.
If he go perform to the level of his contract, I think, like you said, first thing first, he's got to get a playoff appearance.
Yeah.
Like, not even if he necessarily wins the division in the West. If he does, great. But I think they're at the point now that they should at least get a wild card game. Like if the Arizona Cardinals, barring injury, do not get a playoff game this year, it's a failure. This year is a failure. Simple as that.
Gotcha. Sticking in this division.
Because they started off 8. Remember, they started off 8-0 last year.
Yeah.
People forget. They won their first.
No, I didn't forget. Yeah.
They won their first 8 games and did not make the playoffs. Okay. So if they don't at least make the playoffs, it's a failure.
What's the problem? What am I missing with Jimmy G? And I'm being serious when I say this. I thought he was a decent quarterback. What am I missing with why they're moving on from Jimmy Garoppolo? Is it the Super Bowl when he threw the pass?
He's limited.
What is it?
He's limited.
He's very limited. So the way they're looking at it, or at least from what I'm seeing, is that he has a high floor and a low ceiling, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas Trey Lance has a very high ceiling. Like the potential of what Trey Lance can be is a lot higher than what, like, we've seen the best of Jimmy Garoppolo is basically what they're
okay. So they've seen his
what
top.
you see is what you get. Like he's reached his potential. Like he's going to only get you so far.
Okay.
And Trey Lance, they feel like with Kyle Shanahan, they can mold him into what they want him to be. So they're willing to move on from him instead of just having him sit another year.
Young.
Yeah, instead of having him sit another year, it's like let's just get Trey Lance.
They're gonna make him a Steve Young, get out that pocket and move. Okay, I was just like,
I think we've seen the potential of Jimmy G. I don't know if I don't think Jimmy G is gonna get better.
So why was he such a threat in New England?
I don't think he was really.
Did everybody think Tom Brady was declining?
Yeah. A lot of people thought Tom Brady was declining, but you gotta understand something. Bill Belichick, being the great coach and great mind that he is, he figured he knew it's going to be that time for me to start moving on from Tom Brady. Yeah. You know, the thing is now if they had went ahead, if New England as an organization would have went ahead and listened to Belichick, they'd have been sitting in a better position now than what they are now. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. So I mean, the thing is that Jimmy G fit really well within that organization. I think right now, I thought, you know, he's had some success in San Francisco, but I still didn't think San Francisco was a great fit for him. Mm-hmm. The style of play, yeah, but still, they went to the Super Bowl because that team was a good team.
Well, I mean, it's a team.
You know what I'm saying?
That's definitely a team.
Yeah, sport. And I get that, but at the same time, even if it's a team sport, you still have to have individual players that make great plays. He hasn't really. He's done it, but he hasn't done it at at a consistent high level. If that makes sense. Like he's not. We all know he's not Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Tom Brady. You got Brad Johnson, and you got people like that. So
when I look at New England, Tom Brady took a depleted Patriots squad deep into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? To where he didn't have a high number 1 or number 2, and even a number 3 receiver at the time because they either had injuries or because there were trades. So Tom Brady, even though it's a team sport, is a great individual player that can actually carry you someplace, carry you on.
He can elevate the talent, basically.
Yes, and Jimmy G doesn't really do that.
Jimmy G, I think he hit his ceiling. I don't think you're going to
I think so.
We've seen the best of Jimmy G. Like you.
Yes.
I don't know if he has another level to get to. Whereas Trey Lance, we want to see what he can do for him.
I would love to see what he can do.
If you get the team behind you, and the way the game is played now, you a dual threat. I think he can make something happen. So we got to move on to the other divisions in football.
Yeah,
we've just been on one division.
Yeah, I know. So, we talked about the NFC West. We think that the Rams could repeat as divisional winners. Let's go on to the NFC East. Now, in the NFC East, you got the Dallas Cowboys, you got the Philadelphia Eagles, you got the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
And the New York Giants. So, yeah, I think Washington probably should just go ahead and just dismantle their pro football team. But anyways, so gentlemen, looking at that division, I personally think Dallas is probably going to win that division. Because I just don't know. I'm not comfortable with any other team in there. And Dallas, they do have a really, really good team. I don't know what the problem is why they have not been able to put it all together and make a deep run. I know, was it not last year, the year before, that was when Dak was hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I mean, that hurt him. But, Dak's back. He looks pretty good. I think Ezekiel Elliott hurt him because he came a little bit overweight. He came a little bit. He wasn't not overweight. He wasn't in shape. They were saying he wasn't in shape like he was before.
Him and James Harden were working out together, man. Come on, man.
Cabo Zeke. That was Cabo Zeke.
But I think that hurt him. Now they also lost Amari Cooper. He went to the Cleveland Browns. But CeeDee Lamb is a beast. That dude is nice. I like him, especially in that system. But then on the defensive side, you got Diggs, Stephon Diggs' brother. Is it Trayvon?
Trayvon Diggs, yeah.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs. That dude's nice. That dude is he's nice over there. So I think they got, and then what's the linebacker? Oh baby Jesus. Anyways, they've got a nice squad. So what do you got? What are your guys' feelings on that division? Jay, let's start with you. What's your feelings on the NFC East?
NFC East, I actually got Philadelphia winning the division. I don't have
Ooh.
Dallas. I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning the division. I think they might have the best defensive line in football. They look really good. I think they bring everybody back. I think they shown last year that they got confidence in the quarterback. So I think he's got a full year where he's not looking over his shoulder. I think they look good. Their division, they beat up on each other in that division, but I don't see them losing to the Giants at all. I don't see them losing to Washington at all. They'll probably split with Dallas, but their schedule won't be as tough as Dallas's will be because they didn't win a division last year. Dallas will have the first place schedule. So I think that gives Philly the upper hand. Dallas, if you look at, they lost Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup towards ACL, so he won't be back. So it's just CeeDee Lamb out there. Cabo Zeke, his numbers have been going down every single season. So I don't expect anything different from Cabo Zeke. When you got a running back that's his numbers get worse and worse, and he gets older and older. So the trend just doesn't look right. And so I'm gonna go with and it's Dallas. So I'm gonna go with Philly to win that division.
Now the interesting thing about that Dallas, you talked about Zeke's numbers. You know, I kind of wonder is it more of the play calling, because they started moving him more into a pass back than a running back.
And then they do it even more now because Michael Gallup out. So
yeah, so that's another thing that, you know, because that dropped back a lot last season, and that also can't be good for him, because if they're not protecting him or he decides to get happy feet and leave that pocket, you know, you're looking at maybe another injury that could throw him out. And
he's another guy that I think hit his potential. A lot of empty calories. He'll throw a bunch, get a bunch of yards, but I mean, he may throw for 4,800 yards this year, but they'll win 9 games. So it's like it's that. He's a good fantasy football quarterback, but
yes, he got me a lot of points last week.
Right, it doesn't equate to win. So I'll go with Philly.
What you got, Rashard?
I think Dallas can repeat. They went 12-5 last year. Philly only won 9 games, so for Philly to make up 3 different games. All right, let's see. I mean, is Hurst really going to take them over the, you know what I'm saying, over the next level?
Yeah.
Behind Zeke's too worried about Pollard, because my girl and them, they all Cowboy fans, so that's all they like. Why don't they just play Pollard? Just play Pollard. Zeke's done. Zeke done stole money. Like you said, Cabo Zeke, he done stole money.
Cabo Zeke.
He done Randy Moss him. He stole money. You gotta move away from Zeke. You can do Zeke like they used to do Barber. Once they get down, down to the damn goal line, let his little big butt run through there. Let Pollard shoot all the way down. Zeke, you got the touchdown, but I got the yards. They paid you. You gotta perform.
Yeah.
You got you. You gotta perform. It's you went 12-5. You're not 12-5 is like that's not bad at all.
He'll have a good statistical year. He'll have a good statistical year, but he won't.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's not gonna go past the Eagles or the Cowboys 1 and 2. And I'm with Jay. It's gonna be them two. Them two are just gonna be, like you say, it's gonna be a split. Depends on the Cowboys' schedule or what they do. Because if I'm a quarterback in the NFL right now, I'm looking at like, all right, y'all talking trash, and I'll just say, you talking about black quarterbacks. Talking about Tua, Jackson, Hurts. You don't know what Watson's going to do. You don't know what Russell's going to do.
I think Jalen Hurts will be the best quarterback in that division.
But you get what I'm saying? So it's like he could easily, Hurts could easily go out there, keep it vanilla, and catch break tackles, get the yaks, yard of the cat, and they can excel, man. You know, teams like Philly and the Baltimores, they got pride and making their fans, and the Steelers making their fans happy. Like, you get somebody like that, bro. Dallas looks like they're just entitled. You know what I'm saying? Like Dak, you play with the star on your helmet. Zeke, you done, bro. Bro, you are. First of all, I would take Frank Gore over Zeke right now.
You want Frank Gore?
Yeah.
Okay, think about it.
We got takes out here.
Frank Gore and Pollard in the backfield.
Ooh.
I'm gonna drop them. Hey, here go the mic. I'm gonna drop the mic, y'all.
Frank Gore coming with the Walker for a first down.
Frank Gore.
All right, so who you got winning? So Tim, you got Dallas winning division, and then Rashard, who you got winning division? Philly or Dallas?
Philly.
Okay, and I got Philly winning division. All right, cool.
Yeah, and I'm be honest, I can go with that too. Because it's just those two.
One of them dropped down to 3.
Who else they got? Who else is challenging them in that division? Washington ain't doing it. We all know the Giants ain't doing it.
Major injury to the quarterback if one of them goes.
Yeah, that could be the decider right there. All right, so let's jump over to the NFC South. We got the Carolina Panthers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the New Orleans Saints. Okay, so who we got taking this division? Let's start with you, Jay.
Man, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Just Brady coming back. With Brady back, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I think they didn't lose too much. I think everybody coming back, and that division is kind of weak. No Jameis Winston this year. Jameis Winston might be halfway through. He may come halfway through the season for the Saints. Carolina got you got Progressive and who's the other quarterback?
Was it Darnold?
Yeah, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, and Progressive. So we'll see who's starting there. And then the Falcons are not good at all. I mean, and they just lost Matty Ice. So yeah, I think it's the Buccaneers division to lose this year. Let's say that.
Yeah, I agree. What do you got, Rashard?
No, I got the Bucks, man. I mean, Winston, Jameis, man, you come on, Mr. Crab Legs. You they're at the end of what the Saints are. They're at the end of their level when the Legend of Doom, boom, whatever Seattle was, when it was about to deplete. That's what we hope. When I say we, I'm just talking about me. I live out here in Houston. So a bunch of New Orleans fans. They holding on. Breeze is not the quarterback.
Walking through that door.
Deuce McAllister is not running the ball. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Horn is not catching it. They
Marquise Colston is not catching no pass.
They holding on like, and the Falcons. Okay, you got Mariota, which I thought he was good with the Raiders last year when he did play. Carolina got what? Mayfield and Donald. Who was the receiver that they just got from Tampa Bay? He like a good Deshaun Jackson. Who's the dude that they just got? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Did he play with the Falcons? Who's the receiver that the Bucks just got this week?
That the Bucks just got?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a name. It's a name. That's what I'm saying. He's like a good.
They got Julio. You talking about Julio?
Yeah, Julio Jones.
So
he played with Tennessee.
Play with Evans, Brady, Jones. Bro,
they got Julio because Chris Godwin gonna be out for a while, so they got Julio to fill.
Right. Yeah. You got a chance to really come in there. You could have your chest poked out, but you can have your chest poked out. I'm still gonna look at Evans. But bro, if you beating your man, Brady's not gonna force nothing crazy to Evans. He's gonna be like, man,
Evans is the guy, but
go get it.
You got sure hands and Julio third down.
Now is Fournette still the running back, or am I tripping?
Yeah, no, he's still there. They say he gained a bunch of weight.
I say they gained. Okay, my boy sent me some, but I wasn't paying attention to what squad he was on.
They was in combo with Cabo.
Been snacking.
Him Harden and Zeke. Him Harden and Zeke.
Yeah, they were on it. He was on that Zion Williamson diet.
He's from Louisiana too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Boy, they can cook in that steak.
He down there eating them beignets.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Tampa Bay, Richard.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's unanimous on that.
Yeah, it's unanimous on that because I mean, especially when I heard they got Jones. At first, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was, because I was playing Madden at the time, so I thought it was one of those, trades that was going on my Madden screen. But when it came across, so I was like, oh wow, yeah, he really got it. Okay. So that team is nice, man. Especially with Tom Brady. You can say what you want to. Go ahead and keep doubting that dude if you want to. And it seems like he just defies odds, year in, year out. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's going on in that division. Let's jump up, head a little north to go to the NFC North. We got the Bears, got the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, and the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna go with what I was gonna say. Now, this is an interesting division. It's kind of like, who's really gonna take that step forward. I mean, yes, Green Bay still has Aaron Rodgers. Minnesota, who's the quarterback in Minnesota? Is it still Cousins?
Still Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Yeah, still Kirk Cousins. Detroit's got what's his name?
Jared Goff.
Got the cat from Golf.
Yeah, Golf. Yeah, Jared Goff, and then Justin Fields with the Bears. Yes. Okay. So you would think, probably go with Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay. You got Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff. This is kind of one of those interesting divisions where I'm really honestly, I'm not a huge fan of them, but I'm honestly kind of pulling for the Bears. I actually kind of want to see them do something. And I think Justin Fields could be a very good quarterback if they're doing it right and they're going to protect him. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little out on this one. So what do you got? What do you got, Jay?
I think the Bears they're about a year away. I think they got a new coach, they got a new GM. I think Justin Fields got to learn a new offense this year. So I don't think the Bears will win the division this year. If I'm being realistic, they probably a year or so away. So I would love to see it, of course, but if I'm being for real, I don't know if they can win it. The green team up north probably can repeat and win the division. Detroit is Detroit. I don't know what anybody would expect from them. The Vikings, you never know what you're gonna get from the Vikings. Like if the Vikings don't come out of the gate good, they're gonna have a bad season. If they come out on fire, then they can go get a playoff win. Like it's weird how they do it. But I think Zimmer gone. I don't think they got they coach no more. So
no
new coach. So usually in football, it's weird the way football works. When teams get a brand new coach, they take off and they win. They do really well. Like the Bears did it a couple of years ago with Nagy. We got Nagy. We won a division. Like he was the coach of the year. Like we went off. We went 12-4, and then after that, we went 8-8, and then it just kind of spiraled. So ain't no telling. I would say the Vikings are a wild card for what they can do. But if I had to pick a team, I would say the green team up north.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it stays the same. I think it goes Green Bay, Minnesota, the Bears, and Detroit. It's like unless Chicago can put. I mean, they only lost. Chicago was 2 games behind Minnesota last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Minnesota finished second in the division with 8 wins. Chicago had 6. Now, can the athletic ability of Field get them 3 more wins? Then you would be a solid 3. Now, Aaron, you've lost Devontae. Can you?
You lost Scantling too.
These new cats.
You lost Valdez Scantling too.
Can you even coexist with these new cats? And if you don't have no chemistry, but like he just said, if Minnesota jumps out and gets on their grind, they might be number 1 in the division. But it ain't like the Packers just got a stellar both sides of the ball. They got Julius Peppers on the end and so over here. You don't have that. You have a quarterback that can throw the ball, but if your receivers can't get no separation and get no yaks, all of that's irrelevant. So all of that's irrelevant. Man,
Hey,
that's called day drinking, man. It's only 8:45. That's called day drinking. Hold on. So that's 3 more wins than last year.
Yeah.
So that means they ought to be 6-10. All right, I'm gonna give you that. You gonna put a brick on that one, Disco? While you laughing with me, put a brick on that one, brother. 6-10.
No, I mean I agree with y'all. I think
a brick of Mad Dog, by the way.
Yeah, right. I know.
He talking about Mad Dog, baby.
But no, I think Green Bay probably has the most solid team. I guess you could say
they're stable,
consistent.
Right.
They're consistent. They're a little bit more stable.
Yeah.
And you're talking about having Aaron Rodgers at the helm. I mean that still puts you above most other squads. So I mean I could definitely see that. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a real quick break, and then we're gonna get into the AFC because we've already ran down the NFC, and then we're gonna jump over to the AFC and knock that out real quick. So everybody stay tuned. Like I said, when I say quick, I mean quick. We back in a flash,
I'm
baby.
about to go pee, so I don't know how quick this is gonna be, but all right.
Just turn your camera out, man, and turn your mic off.
I'm not gonna pee in front of the camera.
He's making a double screen until he get back.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Hey Coach with Coach Tim Simpson. I don't know what that's doing. It's Hey Coach with Coach Tim Simpson. I'm sitting here with Jamal Mondane. Rashard had to step out for a few, but he shall be returning real quick. So we had talked about the NFC division, or NFC conference with NFC West, East, South, and North, and who we kind of thought were going to win the division. So we're going to jump over to the AFC. Okay, welcome back. We're going to jump back over to the AFC. Now, let's start with the AFC North. Yeah, saw that.
My brother right there.
We're going to start with
my brother Coop right there.
Oh, yeah, I got to put this one up for, there you go. Because this is the Jimmy G of the NFC North. That's a valid comparison. I like that. So, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the AFC North.
Go ahead.
My bad. We got
disrespect Mr. Franchise Tag though. You can't. He is Mr. Franchise Tag. Boy, Kirk Cousins.
Oh, hey, boy, hey, you can't.
Hey, that dude ain't stupid, man. Hey, I ain't mad at him. I am not mad at him.
Bet on yourself, Cousins.
Hey, I am not mad at him. I like it. Do what you do, baby. Get that money.
Clothes, baby. Franchise.
I got this. Man,
Mr. Franchise.
He said that man got tagged on everything since 2005.
He killed that, man. Bro,
he did.
That, bro.
I'm not mad at him.
He killed it. Like, whoa.
I'm talking about finesse.
Just like Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
It's the franchise tag. What's up with this AFC?
It is what it is. Okay, so let's hit the AFC North. All right, we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and the Cleveland Browns. Guys, there's been a lot of change, within just the AFC North. Big Ben's gone. Cincinnati, I mean, they've still got their roster together. Baltimore, pretty much whatever. And then the Browns, with whatever the Browns are doing, whatever. What are you guys where are you guys standing? How are you feeling with this AFC North? Rashard, let's start with you.
AFC North is going to be just as competitive as the AFC West. Every team was only one game after. Cincinnati won 10. The next group, let me see. Pittsburgh won 9, Cleveland won 8, and Baltimore won 8. And everybody's talking about how much we need to pay Jackson. Watson got paid. Who is the quarterback for Pittsburgh? Is it Trubisky or am I making that up?
They did get him over there.
They got Trubisky, right? So that's Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh did go to the playoffs, right? Last year? Okay, so they went to the playoffs. So Trubisky just has to just do a solid. I don't think the division. I think Baltimore will be second. So I think it's going to go Cincinnati, Baltimore, Cleveland, and then Pittsburgh, because I think it depends on the Deshaun situation, because Burrow, they should be solid. They have Cincinnati has – they're almost like the Celtics right now. You have everything you need, but we need you to win. You have a quarterback for a minute. He's not like your boy in Jacksonville. I think he's better. Cincinnati has everything that they need. You got the running backs. You got a decent defense. You have everything. You have to go to the AFC Championship game. I think that's why I think the West and the North are a mirror of each other. Everybody else in that division is not really – I mean, if Trubisky can take them to number 2, okay, he's not a bad quarterback.
Right.
If he can take them to number 2 in the North. Lamar Jackson, you trying to get all this money that whatchamacallit just got Kyler. You can't be 4th in the North. It might happen, but you can't be 4th in the North.
Right.
You got to elevate these people are paying you money. You got to elevate your team. So I think Cincinnati will win that one.
Okay. All right, Jay, what you talking about?
I got Baltimore winning that division. I think Lamar got something to prove. I think and obviously when we're making these picks to our audience, this is all things considered, everybody's healthy, right? Barring injury. I got the Ravens winning the AFC North. I think they have the better teams. I think they have more experience. I think they have the best quarterback in that division. Even when Joe Burrow did what he did, I still think Lamar Jackson's the best quarterback in that division.
Okay.
And if you notice my picks, there's a theme to where I'm picking these teams to win these divisions is with the best quarterbacks that I believe they are. So I'm going with Lamar and the Ravens. Also, I think Cincinnati, they're going to be the hunted now. They're not, the team that was on the come up. Like they were trying to get somewhere and they were hungry. I'm not saying they won't be hungry. It's just now you're playing a first place schedule. You're the AFC defending champs, AFC conference champions, right? So everybody going to be trying to beat you. You got a first place schedule. Everybody in your conference, you got to play whoever the first place teams were. It's just a different type of feeling when teams are trying to beat you. I don't know how they'll handle that. NFL is real big on parity when it comes to schedules. So I'm going to go with the Ravens. The Ravens will have a more favorable schedule because of where they ended last year with a healthy Lamar Jackson versus what Cincinnati will have an inexperience of being good and playing games. So with that being said, I got to go with the Ravens winning the division.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to Baltimore and the Ravens. Baltimore and the Ravens. Baltimore and Cincinnati.
They got to beat themselves, baby. It's them against themselves, baby.
Hey, they don't want to
can beat themselves.
We the only ones to take ourselves out, baby. We the only ones to take ourselves out. But no, I think it comes down to Cincinnati and Baltimore. If Cincinnati even comes close to playing like they did last season, I think they win it. Because they have a defense. And listen, I love Lamar Jackson, but I still think he still has. I think he still needs to show some more. As that I don't want to put him in a box and say he needs to be a pocket passer, but a little bit more poise within the pocket instead of just solely relying on your God-given ability to run the ball. Yeah. I think he did that a little too much at times, and there were times that he did miss guys that he should have made passes to. And that I think that also is the reason why his timing is off sometimes, is because if it's not there at first, he immediately goes to his backup, which is his legs. And instead of maybe given that extra split second for that guy to make that move, he could have some larger passing yards. So I think in that sense, at quarterback, I would give a little bit more edge to Joe Burrow because he leads that team. As you know, as a passer, he can run the ball if he has to, but he does a very good job of moving within the pocket. I watched a lot of clips from him from last season. I didn't realize how much and how well he controls the pocket as a quarterback. I was very impressed with him as far as doing that, and I was like, wow, he's actually a really good quarterback. Other than just what he was able to do, but that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? If he does get in trouble, he can use his legs. But I think it's going to be interesting. Like I said, if Cincinnati comes out and plays like they did last season, I think they walk off with the division. Baltimore's definitely right there, though. They're right there. They're going to be a tough team. So it just remains to be seen. I don't know what's going to happen in Pittsburgh. It's just going to be because Ben Roethlisberger has been there. How many seasons he's been there? Was it?
Ben?
Yeah, he was there.
Ben was there at least.
He was. I think I was about to say 11 or was it 16? Yeah, 16, 17. So this is gonna be a different look for him. And Mitch is not a bad quarterback.
18 seasons.
But you got 18. Okay, but you also got to remember he spent the majority of his career in Chicago, and that just was not a very good look for his career. He did some good. Mitch.
I like Mitch, so man. Mitch came from North Carolina. I do like him.
Yeah. So
they went up to go get him.
I think so. But I like him as a probably somebody because I know probably somebody really should have got. Anyways, but
I'll leave it alone.
Yeah. But
weird.
Yeah, I just this dude. But yeah, I like Mitch, but it's one of those things where if he ends up getting the starting job, I would love to be able to see him actually be able to do something. I think him being paired with Tomlin, if he like I said, if he starts, who's he fighting with?
I can't remember the name, man. I can't remember.
I don't remember. Anyways, whatever. If there is a quarterback battle,
they drafted the kid from Pittsburgh. They drafted a kid from Pittsburgh College.
That's right. So if there is, I think they'll probably end up giving it to Mitch because he's been in the league. They'll probably give him an opportunity and then bring the kid along. But like I said, yeah. So
won the NFC North.
So it's not like he's a bad quarterback. It's just I'm hoping that this is going to be a good situation for him. I think if this is a good situation, good system for him, because Tomlin, we already know what he can do. Especially with quarterbacks. If he can bring out the best in Mitch, they might actually have something. Now I don't know what that's going.
Mason Rudolph.
Oh, Mason Rudolph.
Now, did Mason play at Minnesota before Cousins, or am I making that up?
No, you thinking Kyle Rudolph, the tight end.
You think Kyle? Yeah, Kyle. Okay. You thinking
Mason Rudolph?
But no,
for
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, it's just it's one of those things. That's why we play the game. And any given Sunday, we don't know what's going to happen. So it's going to be interesting. So let's move on and go over check out the AFC South. Okay, we got the AFC South. You got Houston, Indy, Tennessee, and Jacksonville. Gentlemen, Jay, we're gonna start with you this time. What are your thoughts on this division?
The Indianapolis Colts win the division. Tennessee is good. I don't know how much more they do without AJ Brown and depending on Tannehill. Everybody's going to be keying in on Henry. So I don't know how much more you can get out of Ryan Tannehill. I think with Matty Ice going to a new situation, playing in the dome, like, you know what I mean? I think he's going to just have a fresh start. You got Jonathan Taylor coming back. That offensive line was great. They kind of choked at the end of the year last year. I think they're going to be motivated to try to win that division and prove they should have made the playoffs last year. So I got the Colts winning the South.
Okay.
I got the
what Colts do you got?
Because Matt Ryan's going from dome to dome. and the Colts got a nice little squad, and I think for one of the few times I can be like, you know what, that quarterback needs a change. I put Matt Ryan in the same thing as Trubisky. He needs a different venue. Go somewhere else.
Change the scenery.
He could go change the scenery. He could go to Indianapolis. They can win it. Houston's not going to do anything. Tennessee won 12 last year. Colts won 9 games. And I mean, I couldn't imagine. I didn't play football, so I couldn't imagine trying to tackle Henry like on a. That's who I'm preparing for, coach. That's crucial. But if their quarterback can't get it done, I think Matty Ice can go to. I think he can go to Indianapolis and win the South, man. Houston's still trying to figure it out. Jacksonville, is it Trevor Lawrence or am I making? It's Trevor Lawrence.
No, Trevor. Yeah.
So he's got a whole new coaching staff. It's not Urban. It's not none of that. But I still think, I think the Colts. I think the Colts got enough. I'm not going to say sneaky good team. I think the Colts got enough to just jump on cats early, like he said the last division, Minnesota. Jump on them early, get a couple of 2-3 game lead, and just and maintain it. I think they can do it.
Okay. I think, I really think the Colts, I think they have the opportunity with what they've got, to really be able to do something. Like I said, with everything that's going on with this NFL, with players and organizations and stuff, this is to me, I think I'm more interested in the storylines that are coming out with some of these teams, with coaching moves, with, play. And I'm not talking about like this stuff like with Watson or stuff like that. Just the other line, stories with different organizations and different players, and how some of these teams are going to gel together. And if it's going to be just the top teams that have always been there, that have been there the last few years, it's going to be them. Is somebody else going to be able to do something to elevate their organization? It's just going to be interesting to see. I don't know, but out of that division, I'm saying the Colts out of that division. So let's talk about the AFC East, okay? AFC East. We're getting into some serious stuff here, okay? So you got the Bills, you got the New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets, which should be New Jersey because they both play in New Jersey, not New York. But that's neither here or there. Anyways, guys,
Dallas plays in Arlington, but
it is what it is. It's close enough. So what are we feeling about this division going on here? Rashard, we'll start with you this time.
The Bills, they won 11 last year. The Bills can't get out of their way. The Bills, like Jay said, whoever we were talking about, the Bills have hit their ceiling, and I was one of them kids that watched Houston trick off the game to the Bills.
Right.
Bills are they've hit they got a quarterback. They got a defense. I don't know who they're running back. I don't know who they have a nice team.
Mm-hmm.
So RUR as the Bills, RUR is the Sacramento Kings with Doug Christie and Jason Williams and goddamn Tris Weber. That's all you are. You've hit it. You're in the AFC. You're not gonna overcome none of them other teams, and there's 4 teams we still ain't talked about. You're not gonna go nowhere. I figure New England. What's his name? What's the cat's name? The quarterback. Jones? Is the last name Jones?
Mac Jones.
Matt Jones. Okay.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
Matt Jones, out of Alabama. You thrown in a hell of a situation, follow the GOAT. You overcame that last year because you beat out Cam. So y'all fine. I don't think they can beat the Bills. I got the Bills coming out of the AFC East because we got to see what Tua going to do in Miami. We got to see. I mean, you got Tyreek Hill. That's great. But okay, I realized you got Tyreek Hill. Guess what? The defense is going to be a little different now.
Yeah.
You didn't grow 5 inches over the summertime. You still the same short little quarterback. So, I mean, and the Jets will win. The Jets won 4 last year. The Jets will win 2 more this year. I got the damn Buffalo Bills winning it.
Okay. What do you got, Jay?
Yeah, man, I won't spend too much time on it. I got Buffalo winning the division. I agree with Rashad that Buffalo will win the division. I completely disagree about them hitting their ceiling, though. I think they got a lot to prove. Over the last couple of years, they've been building their team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
I think they added more pieces on defense with Von Miller. They re-signed Stephon Diggs. Like, I think they are hungry to potentially go to a Super Bowl. So I'm picking Buffalo to come out of this division, and I don't even think it's going to be close. I think they run away with this division. They may be the first team in the league to be the division champs, like going into like week 13, 14. I think they'll be
already solidified.
Yeah, I think they will have already won that division by week 14.
Gotcha.
I think Buffalo is for real this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I completely agree with the Bills. I 100% agree with that. I am interested to see what will happen in Miami. And everybody knows I'm a Patriots fan, and I'm happy with what they did last season, and I'm looking forward to see what they're going to build with Mac Jones. If he's going to be the quarterback, I think he's on his way to be a pretty good quarterback. It just depends on what they're going to put around him. But the 2 teams I got my eyes on are the Bills and the Dolphins, because this to me is one of those situations for the Miami Dolphins. And I'm talking about Tua. Are you going to be that guy? Because you got Hill on one side. They got the other cat out of what he came out. God bless America.
It ain't Devontae Parker no more, is it? Is it Devontae Parker?
No. It's another cat. I thought he came out of Alabama. I thought he came out with CD Lamb.
It's a gang. He's got a little weapon. Tua's got a nice little product.
Yeah, he's got a nice Waddle, Jason Waddle. Jalen Waddle. That dude is nice. Now you got 2 explosive receivers.
Wilson's good too.
Yeah, Cedric Wilson. Yeah. So you got 2 really explosive, get down the field quick receivers, and you also got Wilson. He's got weapons around him.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, can he actually elevate himself? And by elevating himself, can he elevate his team? Now it's going to be interesting if they do, and I think they got a pretty decent defense. So it's not like the defense is that bad. But like, the question is he going to be the quarterback? If he can't answer those questions, they got to figure out, what they're going to do. Miami's got to figure that out quick.
If not,
Miami's got to figure that out that quick.
At the end of the day, he's not that guy in that division. So it don't matter.
Yeah.
But you notice how Miami.
I think it's Buffalo all day. It's Buffalo all day. You said what now?
You notice how Miami plays Buffalo tough all the doggone time, man.
They play New England tough. New England can't win in Miami.
They play New England like
they've had New England. Yeah,
man, I don't know what South Beach be doing to these teams, but they can't.
No matter who the quarterback is. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they always play New England in Week 17 when the game matters.
Yeah,
and New England can't beat them.
Boy.
Yeah, it's always a tough one. So we definitely got. We all agree. Definitely the Bills in that division. So let's move to the AFC West and let's hit the Kansas City Chiefs, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Denver Broncos. Now, once again, there's been some serious moves that have been going on within even this division. The Raiders picked up Adams. Denver's got freaking Russell Wilson. Like what in the world's going on around here? So let's break this one down. Jay, let's start with you on this one.
Man,
yes, here we go. He already knows. He already knows because he turned the hat around.
This is going to be the best division in football. I had a conversation with 2 of my guys a couple weeks ago that are Chiefs fans, And we were talking about, man, all four of these teams, it could be the first time in NFL history 4 teams from the same division can make the playoffs because of that second wild card. It's 7 teams that make the playoffs now. This will be the first time in NFL history that 4 teams make the playoffs. Potentially, this division is probably going to be the toughest, the best division in football in a very, very long time. Like you said, Denver got Russell Wilson. They got the offensive weapons. They got the receiving core. They got everything. So they should be much improved this year.
Yes.
The Chargers, with everybody coming back, and Khalil Mack, with their experience with Justin Herbert, they look scary. They got big-time receivers. The defense is good. Derwin James stay healthy as a safety. I mean, they could be deadly. The Raiders look great. They bringing everybody back. They paid Max Crosby. He gonna be ready to play. Derek Carr got something to prove. He showed you last year he can lead through all the adversity,
all the bullshit,
and still get these dudes to the playoffs. So he got all the respect in the locker room. He leading that team. And then you got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. For those who ain't been paying attention to the AFC West the last few years, they have dominated this division. The Chiefs have owned this division by any stretch you want to put it by. Wins in a row, wins at home, head-to-head, whatever you want to say. The Chiefs have dominated this division the last 6 or 7 years. With all that being said, I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning this division, but it's not going to be like it has been in years past. I struggle between thinking the Chargers and the Chiefs who will win this division, but I think when it's all said and done, I think Mahomes, for all the marbles, if I'm picking a team to win a division and a quarterback to win a division, I got to go with number 15. So for that reason, I say the Chiefs win, but they probably have the toughest schedule in football. That'd be the only thing that will probably stop them from winning this division. They might have the toughest schedule in football probably in the last 5-10 years. But if they can get 11 wins, 12 wins out of their schedule, whatever team wins 12 games in this division wins the division. And I think the Chiefs are the only team that could get 12 wins. So that's why I picked them.
So we're going off what Jay said. Anybody, for me, anybody can get double-digit wins out of this, you're going to win a division.
Yes.
Carr might be the weakest quarterback in the division, but now you got your boy from Fresno State that you threw to, that Aaron was able to throw to, and now Devontae going to be like, well, me and Aaron did X, Y, and Z. The Raiders are not going to finish no less than second in this division.
Okay.
The Broncos are not going to do nothing. And folks are going to start figuring out Herbert real quick. Because we just going off of, yeah, you got Mac. Yeah, we gave up Mac. Mac didn't take the Bears nowhere to the promised land. Like, everybody was talking stuff like, oh, y'all got a real Mac. Like, we didn't win with him.
Right.
What? We didn't win with this cat? Like, okay, it sucks. He was great. The dude went to Buffalo. I saw him play a Thursday night game on I'm like, oh, this dude is nice. He went to Buffalo. We got rid of him. I get it. The Raiders will finish second. But Carr, the fans are so ready to give up on you, he don't even get it. Like, we show you love. Bro, you get us deep into the playoffs. We are not a Super Bowl contending team. We're not. The Chiefs will win this thing, but Kelsey going to have to be a big part of that. You just got that damn job. You just got that damn contract. Kelsey going to have to be big. I don't know who the running back is. And I figure the only way the Raiders will be able to – You said what is it?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
The only way the Raiders can win the AFC is depending on how bad Kansas City misses Hill. I got KC winning it.
Okay.
If they don't miss Hill, they winning it. If they missing them, they're not going to win that division.
Well, I think with all things, all things said, I still think KC's the favorite for this division. They still got a lot of weapons, even without Hill. And they got the ultimate weapon of all in Patrick Mahomes. Now, that being said, the Raiders are a scary team.
Mm-hmm.
So are the Chargers. Both of those teams right there can. And I thought the last couple of years, watching a couple of Raiders games, I can't remember who they were playing against, but I watched Carr, and I was like, man, this dude's actually a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually a really good quarterback. And then even the games that they played in, they lost. I mean, he had them there, and it was yeah. So it's not like it's not like he's a bum. It's just that when you're playing in the division with the Chiefs,
it'd be that defense,
you know what I'm saying?
bro. It'd be that 3rd and 2, and I want to really play up on my man. I ain't got a damn foul. A penalty.
Yeah.
That's what it be. It don't be like damn first down.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, when you're playing in the division with the Chiefs, let's put this in perspective. Let's back up. When you're playing in the era of Michael Jordan wasn't having nobody else win no championships. You know what I'm saying? There were great teams that played in that era that could have won a championship, but because you had a great team.
Yeah, he stopped Phoenix and Utah.
Can't eat.
You know what I'm saying?
Seattle.
I'm just.
Portland.
Oh, come on, bro. I was a Sean Kemp.
Hey,
all them.
We know.
Nobody.
We know.
Nobody.
No, we know. No. We know, bro.
Oh,
we know, bro.
Oh my God, boy.
Did you read that, Rashard?
Come on, man.
That was Rashard.
He's on the top of the dome, bro.
Yo, you gotta read, though. Rashard, read.
No, he's still mad about Seattle.
This dude. Anyways,
he's still mad about Seattle. Don't get no PTSD about MJ. He did it to a lot of people.
I know he did. But what I'm saying, that's what
I'm about to call that boy in a minute anyway.
But I look at the Chiefs. How they are right now, and that's how I equate that too. Is with Jordan's era when they was playing. The way they were. He had a great team around him, but he was that ultimate dog. You know what I'm saying? That's how Patrick Mahomes is, and I believe that Patrick Mahomes with his skill set, they're going to miss Tyreek Hill because he was able to draw so much attention away that it also opened up everything else for the rest of the receivers. But Mahomes can still get everybody the ball. You know what I'm saying? So, and you still got Kelce. You know what I'm saying? So the Chiefs are still the favorite to win this division. So I'm not worried about them at all when it comes to this. But at the same time, I stand by what I said. That the Raiders are a very dangerous team, and the Chargers, they can make a push too. So it's really going to depend on you. You can't if you're in this division, you better not sleep because you got a couple hyenas behind you ready to eat. You know what I'm saying? You better not be like Mufasa and get caught slipping. Better not be like Mufasa and get caught slipping. So. Oh my God! So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be. I'm so excited about the season, man. I am so excited because I just want to get back to football. Yes, I'm a huge basketball fan, love it, but I love football season as well. So I can't wait for it. So
is it
we're gonna get to
Thursday? Or am I tripping?
Hall of Fame game is this week.
Hall of Fame is Thursday, right?
Yeah,
so from now to February, we got football.
Yep. Yes, sir. My girl gonna be working overtime. I'm gonna have the propane grill and the charcoal grill going. I'm doubling up, baby. I'm doubling up. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be all good. Here's what we're gonna do real quick. We're gonna take another real quick break, and then Jay has got something for us as far as talking about fantasy football, and we're gonna wrap the show up with that. So just stick around with us. Like I said, real quick break, and we'll be right back with more Hey Coach. Hey, welcome back to Head Coach. I'm Coach Tim Simpson. Of course, always joining me is Jamal Mondane and Rashard Collins. Gentlemen, we've had a great show so far. Some great discussions. We just got through wrapping up our discussion about talking about the AFC and NFC, who we think are going to be our divisional winners. And, of course, we're always excited about what's coming up with football. Let's talk about something else that also comes along with football, and that's fantasy football. I can't wait, man. Like I dabbled in it, last season, the season before with ESPN. You do the little free thing, get on there and do something. I actually won in my division, so I'm actually ready to go all in on this thing. So Jay, you've been dealing with the fantasy football and basketball, and doing picks and stuff and all that stuff. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what people should be looking for? When's the best time to draft? Who should they go for in their first round? Because you hear people say, "Oh, you don't want to get a quarterback in the first round. You can get them later in the round." But then I remember the season 4, I was like, "Oh, I'll just wait till later round. I'll probably pick up Patrick Mahomes." And the first person off the freaking thing was Patrick Mahomes. I was mad because I had the first pick. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so a lot of it, fantasy football, man, is fun. I've been doing it for literally decades. I mean, since you have to go meet at the library and write it down, like before it was even on apps.
Oh wow.
For you younger viewers out there, I was doing fantasy football back when I had the Nokia brick phone. So I've been doing it for about 20 some years, man. But no, it's been fun.
Play the snake game on there.
Absolutely. I've been doing fantasy football since high school, Michael Vick days. So the thing about fantasy football, man, is it's just good. It's good to build camaraderie. You get to learn the game of football. My wife, as a personal experience, she's a huge diehard Chiefs fan. Chiefs everything, and she's big on football. And she's big on football. But she's specific to the Chiefs, when we started dating. And I was like, and she saw that I played fantasy football and I knew all these players. She's like, how you know all these players? Like, you just Rain Man when it comes to knowing all this stuff. I'm like, fantasy football actually helps. So I was like, if you get into fantasy football, you got to learn the players. You got to know what teams they play for. You start getting interested in the game, the rules. So now she's kind of like me. Like, she knows all about players, like who getting hurt. She knows about trades. And she's gotten really good at it. So it's a good way to learn about a sport if you want to get into it. Also, it's fun to just, hang out, talk trash with friends, put money on the line, go through a whole season and follow a franchise, things like that. But things to look for when you are doing fantasy football, the best times to do your draft. So you can do an online draft, or if you want to do one in person. I'm old school. I like to do them in person because I like to see everybody and, have a good time. And then we can schedule times to meet up at somebody's house and watch a game or meet up in the bars so we can talk trash if we going head to head. If week 6, me and Tim play against each other, we meet up at the bar, we can go back and forth on our phone and talk trash about the players.
I like it. I like it.
I run a league and I'm in Dynasty League, so I got both sides of it. I'm a commissioner in one. The best time to run leagues or to do a draft, I would personally say the last week of the preseason is probably the best time to do it because players will be hurt. If a player get injured during preseason, you don't want to draft too early because you don't want that player hurt. Like the year Andrew Luck retired. Like Andrew Luck retired right before the preseason, and people were doing their drafts the week before. So people were drafting Andrew Luck as their quarterback, and he retired.
Oh.
So or it was a good running back that tore his ACL, played for Houston. Who's that running back that played for Houston that was good all those years?
Aaron Foster.
Aaron Foster.
Yeah,
He drafted Aaron Foster, and he tore his ACL in preseason. So just things like that, you want to. I mean, it can happen, but you want to at least see the players play in the preseason and get through that first month. So I would say the last week of preseason is a good time to do it. Whether it's online or whether it's with friends, in a public space. 10-team leagues are kind of easy. You get a bunch of people to pick. So if you want to start off in a league, a 10-team league will be good. But if you actually want to challenge yourself, a 12-team league is definitely challenging. For 12 players to do fantasy football, and you have to draft 12 people, draft players. And I'm usually in 12-team leagues. So those are the most fun for me. But if you're just getting started, you want to just, start fantasy football and have a good time and learn how to do it and pick good players, and you don't really know that much about fantasy football itself, I would say a 10-team league. If you want to get super easy and you want to have, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Deshaun, and you know what I'm saying, and you want
Yeah.
the top running backs, receivers, you can do an 8-team league, but I would say 10 is a good sweet spot for starters, and 12 is good if you want to challenge. But it's fun. I love doing it. I'll probably do it forever if I can. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Now, like I said, one of the things I'd also allude to when I was talking about it, some people talk about, hey, what type of player should I really go for, when I'm drafting? I remember like the first time I did it. No, it was the second time I did it. Because the first time I did, somebody told me like, oh, well, you don't want to draft a quarterback in the first round. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting a pretty matter of fact, I think that was the year that Tom Brady and the Bucks won the Super Bowl.
yeah.
I had Tom Brady as my starting quarterback. Now the following year, I decided to follow that. I decided to follow that advice again, and then like everybody that was in my league had picked all the top quarterbacks. So I don't even know who I had, but they weren't noteworthy. I'll tell you that much. So is it just kind of more of like preference, or is it more of like, hey, you know what? I know this quarterback, especially if I have a higher pick. I know this quarterback, this receiver, I know they're going to be the higher point getters, for fantasy. Do I go for who I know is going to be a higher point getter, or do I just how do you break that down?
It's a little bit of both. So there are two different types of leagues you can play in. You can do a standard league where the points count based on obviously quarterbacks throwing passes, yards, touchdowns, running backs getting yards and touchdowns. And then there's a PPR league, which is points per reception league. So a wide receiver will get points for every catch, and then they'll get points for every touchdown, yard. So it just depends on the league you're in. If you're in a PPR league, you want to draft a running back that catches out of the backfield because they're going to get the ball a bunch. They're going to get rush yards, and they're going to get receiving yards. So back in the day, for example, if you're in the PPR league, you want like a Marshall Faulk type running back or Le'Veon Bell when he was in Pittsburgh because they're going to get the ball a bunch of different ways. If you're in a standard league, then you want a quarterback. So it's just a matter of having a plan of who you want, like where you're drafting at, what position you're in, and kind of having an idea of what you want. In a PPR league, personally, I won't grab a quarterback till probably the second round or the third round because quarterback's going to get you. If a quarterback's a starting quarterback and they're in a pass-heavy offense, like you're going to get points regardless. But if you're trying to win your league and you're in the PPR league, you want a running back that can catch out the backfield. And then you can get a receiver and then a quarterback because, people don't probably – think the Dallas Cowboys will do good. I kind of alluded to this earlier in the show. People don't like the Dallas Cowboys, but Dak Prescott is a good quarterback for fantasy football because he throws the ball 40 times a game. So you got to think of it like that, like the volume. Fantasy football is about volume. Like who's getting the ball the most, who's throwing the ball the most, who's getting the most touches. Those are the players you want to pick.
All right. Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. I'm sorry, what do you got for as far as that you do fantasy? Football or anything like that?
I've done it for like 20 years. I stopped like the last 2 or 3. Just didn't keep my attention. But fantasy football, I get a quarterback first pick. Like when somebody tells me, first of all, I'm the commissioner of my leagues anyway. So somebody telling me don't get a quarterback, I'm like, all right, whatever. None of that shit makes sense. But you got to realize all the numbers are based off the year previously. You know what I'm saying? It's all previous numbers. So now you have to really, you got to see, I don't do the little, I beat somebody 48-32. I don't do those. You might go to the bathroom and they just kick the ball off and you might already have 50 points in my league. My scoring's high. My scoring's not the first year I ever played. My running back that went for 125 and the receiver done did his thing and I won like 35-28 on Tuesday morning. I'm like, nah, I can go in here and adjust this. I'm running the league. My running back's going to get a 2 yards per carry. My field goal kicker is going to get X amount of points for so-and-so. I say that to say this. You in my league, you might be up 1,000 to 980, And Sebastian Janikowski is about to kick because I'm a Raider fan and I know we're not good, but I know we're going to put this dude in field goal position. And it's 40 yards per, for the kick.
Right.
I'm the commissioner. I ain't resetting it once the league starts. All right, everybody gets 5 yards per whatchamacallit. But guess what? If he misses it, it's negative. So don't just go off your field. You in my league, don't go off your quarterback. You better pick a good field goal kicker.
Yeah, right.
But you're picking defensive players too. I'm not picking the Baltimore defense. I can pick the Baltimore defense, the head coach,
and individual
2 or 3 individual players.
skill positions.
Bro, my stuff is crazy.
Yeah, I played.
But I've never did the pay league. But like no one's winning 38-28. And I'm like, that shit's boring. Well, I don't want to, bro. I didn't spin. Boom, it kicks off. The dude done ran the ball back. I done went to the bathroom. I'm down 50 points. Like, yo, Deuce McAllister. What? What did Deuce do? Like, what is this? Like, love it. I done had cats come to work first year, not realizing it's just a Monday night game, bro. You up by 500, but I still got T.O. so-and-so. You up by 500. You realize you're getting X amount of points for every reception. I still got I still got 3 offensive players tonight. Lost.
Man.
He gonna tell me I cheated. Bruh, did you not read? Did you not read? You just picking players. No, fantasy is dope. I've never done the pay league. And I always wanted to be like, man, I'm gonna just do like, man, $20. But my scoring, bananas, man. It's everybody who's ever played, like, yo, that's what's up. Like, that's what's up. So, nah, man, it's cool, man. I've been playing it, and I don't know the year, so I can only go with a college reference. I've been playing it ever since Vince Young them won the national championship. That's how long I've been playing
2005.
fantasy.
Yeah,
whatever year that
2005.
Yeah,
right before I went in, Tim. That's how long I've been playing. I mean, I like it. My girl and them play it. Everybody play. I mean, it's a good conversation piece at work.
Yeah,
if you physically, I know Jay, you work from the crib, but if you go to work and I see you like, yo, I got you this week. That conversation is great. Oh, I see you made a trade. Why you get rid of him? Yeah. It's one of them. Nah, the fantasy is it'll make you step. What I learned. This is where I was getting at. You can't pick with your heart. I can't go all Raiders, bro. I can't go Carr, Devontae, so and so. Nah, bro. I'm gonna have to get Herbert because I know Herbert gonna be a good backup. I'm gonna have to. You gotta. It makes you look at the whole. That's what Red Zone was created for.
Yep.
I love it. Yes.
It's designed.
Everybody look what everybody's doing. That's why if you go to NFL stadiums, there's fantasy football stats that are in the scoreboard. I went to Jacksonville for a Raiders game. They got the fantasy football based off of either ESPN. I do NFL Network because NFL Network shows you highlights.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So I don't do ESPN. I do NFL Network. So, nah, man. I mean, we can do a free league with the viewers. We can, or a little hot $20 or something. I ain't tripping, but when I say the scoring is ridiculous, but I tell everybody, read the scoring before you pick your player. I beat the brakes off somebody behind my kicker. And it wasn't even some pass to that year. I'm looking like, bro, this was week 1. You cheated.
Now, one thing I'll say about fantasy football too, and this is something I learned after the first time I did it. Like this will only be my 3rd year doing it. Like, and it wasn't that it wasn't that I wasn't never interested in it. It's just that for a long time, especially given my job, I didn't have much time for it. But now, things have changed. I've been able to slow down. So now I'm trying to do different things, and I'm starting to get more into it. One thing I found out, man, you better pay attention to bye weeks, my man. No.
You better Hey, Jay. Hey, Tim. Watch Jay's face. You better realize it's Thursday afternoon at 2:00, and it's a god doggone
Yeah.
game tonight.
Yeah,
What you better be paying
you gotta make sure your roster's up. But
That's
like that,
what
that's
you really be
what
like.
happened.
Oh, it's a Thursday night game right now.
Yeah. Because what happened to me was I'm picking players. I'm like, oh yeah, and I had a cold. I don't remember where I had, but it was cold because I ended up. I think I ended up taking second that year.
You had too many people.
But
on the same spot.
But no, I also had several teams that were within either the same division.
Bye week.
You had the same bye week. That's what killed me.
Same bye week.
And so I had nobody. I was getting no point. Like no.
Science to it.
So you gotta look at that. You gotta actually look at the schedule. You gotta look at everything. Yeah.
When you pick a quarterback, I pick quarterbacks first out the rip regard. I'm like, y'all miss me.
Yeah.
You got, but I played against people who studied the schedule. Oh, they got the Steelers week 3. They got Baltimore week so and so. Oh, they playing the Ravens. They playing the Chiefs. They playing Miami. I had people. I'm like, bro, I'm just doing this. I'm like, you doing way. Well, he's not really good against them. They're gonna probably run the ball. I'm like, wow, you know, the quarterback for the season because he literally looked at the damn schedule like, yeah. Let me get a running back. Like, ooh. Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Look, here goes some free game for y'all. Okay. London schedule, Thursday night football, all that, yada, yada, yada. Here's free game. Every week, before you go to bed, set your schedule on Wednesday night. That's all you got to do.
Got to.
Set your schedule on Wednesday night.
That's why I use an example. Don't let it be Thursday at 2 p.m.
You use Thursday. You get Thursday night football.
At work, bro.
Saturday games in December out the way.
Yeah.
You get London games. You get Monday night. Just set it Wednesday night before you go to bed. Brush your teeth, wash your face, do whatever you do before you go to bed. Lay in bed, set your schedule. I picked to piggyback on what you said. I picked the Sunday before the first Thursday night game of the NFL season because everybody gets hurt. You got certain people get hurt, and I picked the last. If everybody can't make it Sunday, then it's Monday. If not, auto draft, and then you get who you get. That's what I said. That we do it the week of that last preseason.
Yeah, I do it the Sunday before the first kickoff. That's when I do it.
Because the last preseason, the good players ain't playing that last game.
Yeah, that's when I do it because I done seen some people pick some people.
It's the dudes trying to make the team. They play in the last game.
I had a homeboy that picked Peyton Manning the year Peyton Manning had a neck surgery, but it was his first year. He didn't know.
Tweaking.
And we was like, bro, why'd you grab him? He's like, man, that's Peyton Manning. I'm looking like, bro, you know that boy just had surgery. I say that to say this. Hold on. I say that to say this. We laughed at him. All of us that laughed at him, that boy finished third in the league. That's when Ben Roethlisberger had gotten hurt. So his I don't know if it was Charlie Batch. So it ended up a backup quarterback league for that year. And this dude went from the bottom of our group and went all the way and placed third.
Quarterbacks don't matter that much.
Huh? I'm like, man, that boy had been. We had to tell him like after game 1, like, bro, Peyton is hurt. Nah, y'all messing with me. Like, bro, this dude, you don't look at the code IR, bro. He's like, no, he's not playing. Get somebody else. And he ended up getting a backup quarterback that ended up becoming a starter. And that dude he beat all of us that was laughing at him. He didn't win it all, but he was third.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's crazy. And you gotta love it. But gentlemen, we are at that time, the end of the show. So we definitely want to thank everybody for joining us. Once again, those are our social medias that you can reach us on. Facebook page at Timothy Rashard Jamal, Twitter at Hey Coach Podcast, and at Instagram at Hey Coach Podcast as well. You can also reach out to Jamal on 1/3 Hey Coach. That is your Instagram as well, right?
Yes, sir.
That's on your Instagram.
It's the Instagram.
Yeah, so the Instagram for that one.
I don't have Instagram. 1/3 Hey Coach has Instagram.
Yeah, the 1/3 Hey Coach got the Instagram. You can also catch our audio podcast on anchor.fm/Hey Coach T. Hey, I also want to say, Rashard, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you.
I already know.
I can do it. I can bring him up. I can bring him up. I can bring him
No,
up.
I'm saying,
No,
that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
Do that?
it's not
That's
that.
not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about we went a whole show without the disclaimer.
I already know what he's talking about.
You, my sir,
No disclaimer.
you did a great job. You're a wonderful human being. I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you, man. That's all I wanted to say. I love you, man. I'm proud of you.
Charles, I'm gonna need that disclaimer next episode, baby.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Hey,
Like I said, these
and I-
legitimate folks in Utah. I got it.
The next episode.
And for those who are on here, I know we had one of the guys that said he hadn't seen the show before. This is what the disclaimer looks like, and that only goes up.
He couldn't help himself. He had to do it.
That only goes up when Rashard goes off on one of his tirade, and we have to make sure that we separate ourselves from Rashard and his thoughts and comments. But he did a great job this episode. I am so proud of you, my man. This is a great show, fellas. All you have to do is read the comments. We want to thank everybody who joined the show.
For sure.
You guys were awesome. We love the interaction. Thank you very, very much.
Ran to it, baby. 61866, baby.
Ran to won the lottery, didn't
Yeah.
EOX. Yes, sir.
You heard me. So,
yes, sir, baby.
So for those of us here at Hey Coach, we are still missing our producer. Like I said, he's had some obligations he had to take care of with his production with his production company. So he's doing that, but we will have him back hopefully next week, and so that we can start keep this rolling, keep everything going with what we're doing. So to everybody here at Hey Coach, we want to thank you once again for joining us. God bless you, and stay tuned for the next episode of Hey Coach with Coach Tim Simpson, Jamal Mundane, and Rashard Collins. Peace.
Free Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
It's Hey Coach with Tim Simpson, Rashard Collins, and Jamal Mundane. 3 coaches and friends talk about sports,